Hey, y'all, what's going on? How's y'all doing? Happy Sunday. I'm waiting for a few more people to come in. Join in the chat, y'all. Shoot. I'm waiting for people. How y'all day going? Let's have my Sunday. But we will get into it, y'all. We have a lot of things to discuss tonight. Let's have my Sunday. But, So what's going on, y'all? Wait for a little more people to come in. Chat to chat. Come in. Say hi. How's it going? Hit the like button. Share the video. Let's get going. Yes, y'all. Yes. All right. So let me put my intro on. And we're going to jump right into it, y'all. Let's go. Hey, what's going on? Hey, CM, how you doing? Hey, Renee, my two top moderators, how y'all doing? How's your Sunday going? Sure, yes, a lovely Sunday. Yes, we got some things to talk about today, y'all. Got some things. Hey, Brandy, how you doing? What's going on? How's your Sunday? All right, Renee, I hear that. You blessed. Yes, it's a blessed day. All right. So before we jump into the topics, I just want to show you our show updates. What's going on our channel? What's coming out that y'all may not heard or y'all may have heard already that I might be interested in reviewing, whether live or pre-recorded or a combination of both. Here we go. Okay, Brandon, hear that. Oh, here go my friend Tracy. Yay! We had Tracy for a long time last week. Hold up. Hey. Oh, what's going on?
Okay, my headset is not working.
Hey. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right.
Do I sound really far away?
Okay. Oh, wait, hold up. You say I'm far away?
Do I sound really far away?
A little bit. Yeah.
See now.
I hear you, but all right. So let me share the show update so you get a rundown what's happening. Let's see, application window. Share. Y'all can see it? Okay. I think I can see it. Yeah, let's do this first. All right. All right, so shows updates, y'all. So we have Jocelyn Cabaret Miami. It's on WeTV. It's coming on Thursdays now. I didn't watch the first episode yet, but I did record it, so I will watch it. And we probably talk about it next time. But season 2 is coming on Zeus, y'all. And Zeus app is Sunday, May 16th. So season 2, they had a trailer on YouTube, like a less than a minute kind of trailer. That it was kind of funny though. Jocelyn would talk to the ladies. No, it wasn't too funny what she was saying, but it was the reaction that she had with the girl who just said what she said. I said, girl, you should not have said that. But Jocelyn was in her little lingerie like always, banging body else always. And she talked to the ladies, and one of the ladies got really distraught or something about something. And she said that she had to make a lot of sacrifices and stuff like that, and then she just recently was pregnant, but she had to abort the twins. And she was really, I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know how she, I don't know. More power to her, because I don't think I was able to be on television when I did something like that, even though I know it was a hard decision to even do that, to abort your twins that you was pregnant with. I know that's disturbing and troubling. So I don't know how she's coping doing this in the season after she did that. But the lady, as she was discussing that, one of the girls, she said, "Oh my gosh, double homicide." The girl said, "B, what you talking? What?" I was like, "Oh shit." She should have said that, but it just came out, and she's quickly apologized. But at the same time, was like, "Oh, that was kind of insensitive that quickly to say that." But technically, it kind of is, but at the same time, it was very insensitive. But Jocelyn Cabaret is coming out season 2 on Zeus Network on May 16th. So I know Auntie Mama reviewed that show, and she has Zeus, so I know she will review season 2. And I guess I have to watch it and wait till it comes on WeTV so I can be able to watch it myself. So, all right. So Married at First Sight, Unmatchables is coming out this Wednesday on Lifetime. So people who didn't make the show, and because whatever things they had that wasn't great. But at the same time, the people who was on season 12, they was Unmatchables too, in my opinion. So how the hell they made a cut and these people didn't make the cut? Shoot. That's I say all these people was unmatchable to me in the season 12. So how the hell they made the cut, especially Chris dumbass. Most of the people didn't make the cut, but they's on television, but these people are not. So they gonna get their shine and see if they be able to find a match for them, or at least work on them so they can be able to get matches in the future. All right, so MTV Catfish season 9 is starting May 4th. And y'all know I'll review Catfish, so that's one of my biggest review on my channel. So it will be starting back again, and it's still gonna be a quarantine edition. So it's not like they're going back in the field again. So I say, but it's still the same drama. We don't know what surprises coming around. I know Cammy said that it's gonna be a lot of not serious, but some crazy, outrageous cases. So we'll see how this gonna go. I'm happy. I'm waiting for Catfish because I like that show. Hey Cola, what's going on? I hope we get some really thing, because the last couple of episodes in Catfish they had, it was nice, but it was kind of like some of the people who was Catfish had sob stories, and I feel like, okay, damn, you can't feel bad for them. You can't be mad at them because they had some craziness going on, but
who can't? Oh, y'all people with a heart can't, because I can. I sure can.
But
I
some were all
sure.
douchebags, but it was like a little few of them that had the really crazy story, like the one she said she was sexually assaulted by that guy and all that stuff. And I said that was kind of bad. But thank you, CM. Don't we should watch Catfish with you. Thank you. Glad that my reviews help you watch the show. Cola. All right, so do that. Let me see. Pose season 3, the final season will start May 2nd and is on FX. So if y'all have enjoyed the first 2 seasons, it was really great. If y'all haven't watched it, please go back and watch Pose. It was a really good show. It's real light show, and Gay Street, anybody who watched it could understand the stories and the people, the acting. It was really great. So this is the last season, which I'm kind of bummed out about it, but it's only like only 7 episodes. So we're gonna binge watch it and we'll go talk about it. Y'all talk about it. And hopefully maybe we could do some Mondays. We probably could do some social corner topics or polls and talk about it. All right. I don't know if y'all already seen it, but Run the World season 1 is on Stars. Stars has some shows here and there that's come on their network, and I have Stars, so I can be able to watch it. And I don't know, it's kind of like the same formula. 4 females get together and they support each other in their trials and tribulations and stuff. And it's just in the name, the title of the show, Won the World. So I guess who won the world? Girls. Okay, we'll see that. and we'll see how this goes. But it looked interesting, so I'll try and watch it and maybe talk about it on live and see if you got interested on that and see how it goes. Yeah, season. Oh yes, the season 3 trailer pose. It does look like it'll be a sad season, sad and happiness, tears. The tissue gonna be ready, y'all. I don't know how I'm gonna handle that, but it seemed like it. But I hope they wrap it up in a good, happy ending, a happy note. Because Pose has been like a heavy show, but it had some ornaments that get you smile and laughing and have a good time. So hopefully they wraps it up in a good bow. If y'all interested in Wonder World, let's see. It's on Stars, y'all. It starts on May 16th. So we'll see it at season 1 on Stars. So check it out. All right, y'all. So y'all know Potomac is one of my favorite Housewives series after the dreadful season 5. If y'all watch my reviews, y'all know how disappointed I was with that season. And we're going to talk about one of the housewives later on, Monique Samuels. She's kind of pressed, but whatever. Potomac's coming on this summer, which I didn't even think it was going to happen that soon. I thought it was going to wait till later this fall to even happen to start. But they are currently season taping or wrapping up taping, and it will premiere this Sunday. And they do have a new girl who replaces Monique. Her name is Mia Thornton, and she's Ashley's friend. So I said, oh, okay, Ashley needs a little sidekick or somebody to be her side this season. All right, but and we all know that Ashley had her second son, so we will probably see more journey of her and her motherhood with her second son, and everybody else is returning but Monique. And we'll see. I mean, coming for the person who did like Monique, but I was very disappointed in what she had done last season. And we'll see. And I hope they don't drag anything of last season into this season at all. I hope so. I hope they don't. But they're gonna talk about it. They know they're gonna air time. I just see I know.
They are gonna talk about it. Let's be honest, there's one cast member that's gonna talk about it. It's not a they.
Yeah.
Well, maybe 2. There's 2 cast members that's gonna talk about it. No one else will. Because everyone else has a life outside of those 2. So
well. That's what I'll say. And hopefully limited Ashley and Michael. Yes, hopefully we don't want to see his crusty behind on television anymore, but we know we're gonna be seeing him a lot because she got 2 boys now. So we probably gonna see a lot of her motherhood journey, and also we probably gonna see a lot of her because the new girl that's joining in is a friend of Ashley. So I don't know how the direction gonna make with her and this new girl.
I'm gonna be honest. I was more upset that I had to keep seeing Michael than I was about the fight that they had. Because not to be funny, people get in fights all the time, but you are like assaulting other men, and y'all think that's okay. I was like, if I never have to see Michael again, I will be okay. Because I was like, okay, people get into fights. Okay, fine, whatever. But this man is like assaulting other men, and it's okay because it's a man. Like
it's a man,
women, y'all would be like, "Oh no!"
Like
but because y'all doing it, because he's doing it to another man, you guys are like, "Oh, it's okay." Like, no, it's not okay. It's not okay to do it to anybody. So I would be completely okay with never having to see Michael again. I would just be okay because I don't feel like it's okay for you to be able to assault somebody and then be on national TV. Like, that's not fair.
Yeah, especially that. So I agree with you 100%. I don't want to see him. I know people want to see him, but I don't want to see him. And it sucks that he could be able to play around, do what he's doing with no consequence.
Absolutely.
And that girl Ashley, she knows what she do because she got the privilege. She thinks she's above everyone. So I said, hopefully they get her ass with this one. But motherhood Ashley, they think she swears she changed. No, she's not. So we'll see how she's go with this new girl, Mia. Legendary. If y'all haven't seen it, it's on HBO Max. That was a competition that with different houses compete with each other prize, and we had Naomi, one of the legends of the ballroom scene. She's one of the judges, and Megan Thee Stallion is going to come back as a judge, and La Roche. I knew they were gonna bring him back, but I didn't really care for him. That's the first season because he was trying so hard to be the Simon of Legendary, and I said, what, whatever. So all the judges will come back and with the host as well. So season 2, I enjoyed the first one. So let's enjoy and have a good time watching that season. So it starts May 6th, HBO Max. The Circle on Netflix. Is season 2. I had enjoyed the first season of The Circle. It's very a different competition that it's a competition that you don't see each other, but you compete in well who's very liked. It's a popularity kind of competition. But they communicate through a TV screen, but the people in the same complex do not meet each other unless they get eliminated and they want to decide to see someone that who eliminated them or whatever. And it's very interesting. If you didn't watch The Circle, watch the first season. It was a really good competition because you could play as yourself or you could play as someone completely catfishing. But the only way you interact is through communication through the TV screen, but you cannot see each other. So just by words. So you just gotta form that bond and your emotions like that. And it's really good. And I said, if I was myself, if I would ever do a competition like that, I would play myself. Because at the end of the day, I always go play myself. It's very hard trying to play someone else or being fake and being somebody else. I would catfish it. But there are people who did catfish who make it to the finale, but they did not win. So the people who always won was people who played themselves. So it was like,
okay.
Yep.
Because I was like, it's hard to catfish. Hard to catfish who? People catfish. Don't y'all got a whole TV show about catfish?
Yes.
People been catfishing for years. Like, people catfish for decades. Okay?
I know.
That's their career. Their career is
Oh,
catfishing.
yes.
So I'm
People
like,
catfish
is it really that hard? Because, I mean, depending on what catfish you get, some of them just might not be that skilled. Because catfish has had some very skilled catfish.
People.
Let's be honest.
Yes.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah. I know the people who did make it to the end, they was really skillful. They would be able to probably trick the people who they interacted with, and they use pictures and stuff like that. The only thing you interact is the words in the picture of the people. So you don't know if the person you see it is the fake, or you know the person is this, is real. If I was ever doing a competition, I would play myself, my own pictures and like that. I said, listen, you gonna like me because of me or hate me because of me, whatever. But I'll play myself if I ever do something like that. But it's really good because it's twists and turns and stuff like that. And they had 2 seasons. It's the 2nd season now. They also had a Brazil version and also had a France version on Netflix. I mean, the Brazil French, it was subtitles. I watched those too. And the people will lie. Listen, it was one time I worked and yeah, no time I was watching it and I enjoyed it. I saw it. And the people, my top 2 people, eventually one of them got one. So I was like, okay, I'm good on this. So I said, good. It's every Wednesday come up with new next 4 episodes. This right now is episode 1 to 4. And then this coming Wednesday will be 5 to 8. I think it's only 13 episodes. So every Wednesday go upload 4 more videos. So it probably the last week they probably upload all 5 or the only week they do something like that. So it's a good competition show, y'all. It's really great. We could talk about it, but I don't know. I probably might do a recorded review, probably talk about it live and give y'all reactions about who the people are. But it's on Netflix now. It's airing now, so check it out. It's really good. P-Valley, y'all, one of our favorite shows, is coming back in October. So yes, I saw somewhere that it is season 2 and it will be in this fall. So stay tuned. I know Auntie Mama is trying to work it out so we could probably do a joint live review of it. So we'll see. And it's in October, so we have plenty of time to catch up on that. All right, Growing Up Hip Hop. Tracy shared me the link of the trailer, and it looked interesting. So y'all told me this was the best one, so I'm gonna watch this, and we're gonna talk about it. So it's on WeTV, start May 13th. Egypt, Angela, and all the people like that. And it only sucks that I ain't watch a lot of the previous season Growing Up Hip Hop of this thing, but normally they give us the background story, so I maybe could catch up and see what they talk about. But it seemed interesting. The trailer was good, so I'm gonna watch it. And Y'all Fix My Life is currently on right now. It's on Saturdays on OWN. We'll review the 2nd episode that happened this past Saturday. So y'all stay tuned for the review probably tomorrow when I watch it tonight and upload it. Ready to Love is on Fridays on OWN, and I have to review that too. But yeah, I like probably do that a lot because I like how y'all reactions to the people and what I discussed. And I did the holograms so like that to people. So we discussed that. Married to Medicine, season 8. I mean, it's kind of been boring lately.
Snooze fest.
I have to watch it. It's kind of been boring. So I haven't been reviewing it that much, but I'll catch up on it probably next week or some other week. We probably catch up on the show. Well, I hope we
Yes.
them because they're fine. Oh yeah, I heard about the drama between us too. Oh, because I could have sworn somebody said they was not going to return back, but it actually is back. So
No. So that's the thing. He was not supposed to be returning back because nobody wanted to film with him because he's trash. So Egypt was like, "No, I'm not gonna come back either. I'm not gonna come back. No, girl, you coming back? You need to check. Bring your butt on right on back here."
Yes,
and they're just go. So he's going to be like not a real cast member, more like a friend of the show because nobody wants to film with him. So he's just gonna be filming with the people who will. So he's gonna be like a friend of the show. Although that's her spouse. So you know how like the spouses, they're on the show, but they're not like full cast members. He's gonna now be like that instead of it being like an actual cast member like he was before. But when I tell you this is my favorite, I don't even smoke, but I love Twist. Like I might get high with Twist because he just seems like the type of person who you just want to hang out with. He is so, and I think he is probably the one who told me the best thing. He was they was like, oh, this is reality TV, and they can edit you the way they want. He was like, yeah, he was like, but I don't give them nothing to edit, so I give them what I want them to have, and they edit it the way they want to. And I was like, that is so smart. And he high as a kite, and that is so smart. Yes, love him. But yes, this is my favorite. Not season, favorite version, like favorite location. Mm-hmm. I don't like the other ones.
Yeah, like Atlanta was boring. I agree with you. I had to start watching that. I was like, oh my gosh, they all that great. Hey Alec, how you doing? Tracy, Twist and Bree commentary. Yes. All right, so and Secret Sister Wife is currently on Mondays, season 3. I ain't watched this past episode, but I will watch it. So come on that. All right, so a couple social topics on my social Mr. Corner. Upcoming topics. It's not in a particular order, but some of the topics I'm interested in talking about. Is first. Oh yes, tomorrow, y'all, we will resume the freaking celebrities and role model thing. It's last Monday. It was a disaster because my internet. It was an outage in my block, so they was working on it all day, and it was like that, the internet outage. So when I got on live, I was nervous because they go stop. I was like, all right, it was good. Then all of a sudden, in the middle of the live, it got messed up. I said, oh my gosh. So I had to delete that thing and start over for next week. So I apologize to everyone who did join the live last week of the topic. But we will talk about that tomorrow, which is the celebrities and role models. Should celebrities be role models? Consider role models. All right, Brandy. Let me see. New York is good, but Medina is a mess.
A funky cold Medina. Yes. Terrible.
All right, so potential topics: cheating. What can you accept? It is a such thing as respectfully cheating. Yes. You know, some females say that.
Yes, you can respectfully cheat.
There's such thing as that.
I've done it before. You can definitely respectfully cheat. Yes, I've done it before. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
So we're going to get into the topic. I can't wait to hear the story because she be having me cracking up when we have our little conversations on chat. Hey, Sunshine. Hey, sis. How you doing? All right. So next one will be traditional versus modern men and women. What are your thoughts of each person, each type, and what do you prefer, and your opinions and qualities and feedback to anybody? So if you're a modern woman, what's your criticism against a traditional woman, or you're a traditional woman, what's your criticism against a modern woman, is vice versa, whatever, and see how it goes. There's no right and wrong answer. It's who you like, who you raised up to be, who you believe, what you think, what your current situation is in your marriage and relationships. And we can talk about it, y'all.
There is a wrong answer. There's a wrong answer called if I have to pay for dinner, then there's a wrong answer. That is the wrong answer. That is the wrong answer.
That's the wrong answer.
I was with modern women up until they was like, oh, I pay for my own. The hell you the devil is a lie. I was like, see, y'all can have that. Go on about your go on now, because I wish I might
all of that, because I have some women who don't mind if the men is up front and be honest with them. Don't play in their face and say that, oh, just like that figure Kyra and freaking AJ. Remember when his card declined, and she was like, I see you you didn't pick up the tab and nothing like that. And he said, oh, well, you need to upgrade your traditional values. You need to change your roles. I said, what? And then come to find out your card declined and you didn't have the money, you felt embarrassed. She said, okay, I would have been okay with that if you would have told me the truth and not trying to make it seem like I was on me. And so some females is all like that because they are probably some good, the boss woman prepare for themselves. If I'm going on a date, sometimes the men might be broken, might put in the front, I need to have my own money. So like that, that's how I feel. When I go out, as a man, when I go out, I'll bring my own money. I don't rely on anybody because I want nobody to say anything about, oh, I can't pay, I'm a cheat, I'm this, I'm a gold digger. Nobody want to say all that. Okay. I mean, that's just a man.
So here we go. So I'll bring a credit card with me wherever I go, just in case. That's not here or there. But if you invite me on a date, you're paying.
You're paying. That's true.
You invited me.
I agree.
Now, if we friends and we was like, oh, let's go grab something to eat, it was like, yeah, let's go. We friends. We're gonna pay separate. That makes sense. But if you say, hey, if I say, hey, Mizzle, let me take you out on a date, why would you think that you are then going to pay for yourself? Because I'm taking you on a date, like keyword date. I think that's where people get. I'm like, date?
Yeah, that's true.
Versus, let's go get something to eat. Now look here, like, okay, well, cool. I don't mind paying for my. I can take care of myself. I have a problem with that, but don't tell me we're gonna go on a date and then I gotta pay for me. That ain't no date. Like, because we should have went where I wanted to go. If I had to pay for me anyway, let me go where I want to go.
Correct. Mm-hmm. That's true. 100% agree. If I invite you somewhere and I invite you on a date, yes, I'm supposed to pay. If you invite me, you're supposed to pay. Unless it's discussed and say, let's say, on half and half. If you agree with it, it's fine. But if you don't, if you know it's understanding, if I invite you, I'll pay for it. Unless you discuss it beforehand. Most females will be okay with it if you discuss it with them. They're trying to play behind their back and just go on a date and then left them hanging. It seems like then now they got to pay. So, all right. So the next topic and it was more of playback of last season of Potomac, even though that was the darkest disappointment. Why people glorify people who have a struggle story than someone who go up the trust fund. To be honest, I grew up in a single family household, so I understand this thing. But let's believe I would love to be raised up with money. I am sorry. So I mean, I love the struggle, and I appreciate everyone who went through the struggle, who make it work for themselves. But it's a pros and cons on both sides too, because some people trust fund people does talk down to people who the struggle, and the struggle people talk down to people who trust fund. So it's both things. So why do people glorify one thing and then the other, and then what's the pros and cons? So we go through about both sides, everything. But trust me, believe, I would love to raise up with money, and I want to be so proud of it. That's why people, listen, you don't have to be a spoiled black eater. You just be who you are, and you trust one baby, you trust one baby. But people always sometimes discredit them and say, "Oh, you just did this. You can't." You know, so it's like, why?
But
you feel
what
like
if they are?
Yeah, huh?
But what if they are? If they are, aren't you just calling it how it is?
A trust fund baby?
Yeah. If you're a trust fund baby and you are a brat, and someone calls you a brat, then aren't they just calling it like what it is? Like
you're a brat, yeah.
Like, sometimes you call a thing a thing. You may not like it, but you call a thing a thing. But
not all trust fund me, all bratty. That's what I say. People automatically
that is true.
Together as bratty, spoiled, someone pay, the mother pay. I say most of us want that money lifestyle. So what makes it different from someone who grew up with money than someone who struggled to make it work? So we'll talk about that. Say not paying for anything if you invite me on a date. If I do, I will pay for mine and you will be washing dishes. Yes, sis. Yes. Sure, you be washing dishes, but I want
look, roll up your sleeves and get ready to bust some suds.
You gotta make your way because I will pay for my half of my food and walk right out that freaking dinner and say thank you for the date. But that's it. Max, watching Max will be okay. Sunshine. All right, so the last thing, if y'all have any more topics, y'all feel free to DM me on Instagram or Twitter and tell me any topics. This not in order, but just some things I'll talk about. Pick a side. I would say pick a side. Does society influence and impact television, or does television influence or impact society? And I chose that. It's like sometimes people make the thing that, oh, society influenced about what's on shown on TV, and it impacts the children, and they change and whatever it's like that, and we go by what we see. But there's another hand, some people might say that no, television only reflects what's going on in current society. So if it is going on right here, then television only reflects that. So we impact television, and they only show what it is. So it could be both. But this conversation is going to be interesting if you chose a side and say, okay, I agree with this one. We know it could be a combination of both, but we agree with this one, or I agree with this one, and we go and have a discussion on that. So, yes, let me see, Sunshine. Yes, Sunshine. It could be both. Yeah, this could be both. It does impact each other. For the sake of the conversation, we want to see, because there are people who do believe that television impacts society, and what we see on television is what society is reflecting. Or then some people say that no, us influence what we see on television. So the current state of affairs is what is showing on television. So it reflects in the imitation of what the real life is. So what side are y'all battling?
Is it television or is it social media? Because I would have two different answers. If it's social media, I have an answer that's completely different than if it's television.
We can talk about both. We can do both, because I would talk about television more, but we can lump in that as well.
Okay.
Television and media, we can lump that in as well.
Yeah.
It's like that, because social media does take a different segment than television. But that's a potential topic. So tomorrow we will talk about celebrities. Should celebrities, role models, consider role models, because they automatically lumped as role models. Once you become a hit person and people like you, they automatically make you a role model. So we're gonna talk about that. And sorry about last week. So we'll talk about that. And then the following week, we will have an open discussion, and we're gonna have an open panel. We're gonna have a Kiki, and let's have a conversation. So every now and then we will have a free day where we just sit down, discuss, and random topics, whatever comes to mind. We'll talk about relationships, dating, stuff like that. I'm gonna have some things to talk about, but I want the chat to really ask me questions, ask whoever's in the panels of questions, and we can have a conversation. So next social corner will be just that, open discussion. But and then the following week, I'm probably do a poll, whatever, asking what topic I want to discuss next, and then we do that. All right, so we can break it up. All right, so the lineup for today is Delilah. That's on. Hope y'all have been watching that, because it's really good. It's picking up. Each week is getting better. So we talk about Delilah. We will talk about the two Deadly Sins movies. I have my thoughts about those two movies, because in my opinion, it could be done better. But we will talk about that. Oh, you're on mute. Tracy, you mute. I can't hear you. So we're gonna talk about those two movies. Yeah, I can't hear you, Tracy. It can. Thank you. Can you say that?
See, now I can't hear.
I hear you now. I hear you now. So we're gonna talk about Delilah, the two Deadly Sins movies that was on this past Saturdays, and we're gonna talk about a couple of social media topics. What is Monique Samuels' Bind the Story? I didn't watch the Bind the Story, so we're gonna talk about how I feel about her doing it. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Colton Underwood and his coming out story, his coming out to the world that he's gay after he was the Bachelor. We're gonna talk about the Usher Bucks. Yes, we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna talk about a message that the game had on Instagram. And Alec, we don't know. She might be busy. She might be coming on later on. It's like that.
What is going on with my mind?
I hear you now, Tracy. But okay, so Delilah's on own. And let me put that up. So let's start that first. Ooh. Let's do that. All right, y'all. So Delilah is our own, y'all, and we discussed this like a couple of weeks ago of this show and how it's the creators of Greenleaf. It's not the spinoff of Greenleaf, but the people who created Greenleaf create this show. And we will have a spinoff of Greenleaf, but we just don't know when that's going to happen. But Delilah is a really good show that discuss of how Delilah, who is the underdog, who represents the underdog, she used to work in a white collar court system, but she stopped that to raise her two kids and her nephew. And she took on this big case that could divide her friendship with Tamara, who is Jill Marie Jones, who right here, y'all know what she look like right there. Let me zoom up a picture. Right there. This Delilah right here, the first top left, and the next to her is Jill Marie Jones, who's Tamara. She plays her best friend for 20 plus years. And Tamara represents the big law firm. Hey bro, what's up? Hey Sunil, how you doing? And she represents the big law firm, and she go represent the Fred Osborne case, and she go represent them. And Delilah represent Leah, who got terminated and who was the personal assistant to Fred, and how this thing going about. So they battling each other in aspect of defending their interest and as well as their friendship. And we'll see how that goes. And the next two Jim Marie's is Demetria, who's assistant, who joins the Delilah firm. And we have Harper, who was the secretary of Delilah as well. And so these two, we're going to talk about those two as well. Maya and Dion, right here.
Loved Maya this episode.
Oh, Maya? Oh, yes.
Loved her this episode.
Yes. Dion's a nephew. Maya and Marcus is the daughter and son of Delilah, right here. And we have Gordon, who is the ex-husband of Delilah, who is the children's father, Marcus and Maya's father. And we're going to talk about him as well. Andre, who's next to Gordon. Yes, we'll talk about the cast. Who is good friends of Nate and Christine, but family who's sleeping with Christine behind Nate's back. So what kind of friend is he that will do that when Nate is freaking wheelchair trying to fight for his marriage with this girl? But we'll talk about Nate freaking ditzy behind anyway. And Jamal, who is Casey, I'm going to show him later on. Casey, good friend, who is potentially Delilah's love interest of this thing. So, and I see like they make like a good couple. It seems like a breath of fresh air because Delilah is sometimes too self-righteous at times, who always on one. So we need Jamal to reel her in sometimes and create that love interest because she needs that distraction from the stuff that she's going through now. And let's see. That's going up from there. This is Casey. This is Tamara's husband. Casey's is the top left right here. And the bed, white background. Next to him is Chief Connolly, who was found out is Nate and Delilah's father. Because at first I was like, who is this guy? But then we find out more his relationship with them. And I just want to know why Delilah has so gripe with her father. What happened? We need to know the background story, why she just don't really care for her father like that. Nate is her brother, and who is Chief Connolly's son as well, and just the brother of Delilah. This is Christine. This is Nate's wife, who's soon to be ex-wife because she filed the fake divorce papers towards him, and I had something like that. This is Win Jr. It's Tamara's. Win Jr. next to Christine is Tamara's boss at the law firm, who she trying to make partnership. And actually she did, but we'll talk about that. This is Mason below Casey. He's like Delilah's right-hand person. And I think Casey like Delilah, but I don't think she sees him that way. I think she just sees him as a friend who's there for her and be there for her firm and stuff like that. But I said, wake up. So I said, if she realized that she got two men who after for her. Leah is the girl who is starting this whole little revolution and all this stuff like that. She has an affair with Fred, who's over here. Got fired. She wants Delilah to help her. She keep lying all the time. So we'll see that. And finally, last time we talked about that, I could not know who she was, but her name is Katya, who is having an affair with Gordon, who is the reason why Gordon and Delilah broke up. And that's the reason. And we find out she's a student while he was a teacher at this university. And she said, oh, she was an adult at the time. It doesn't matter. She was a student. That's so disgusting. All right. I just can't figure out who this guy is. But this is Fred Osborne, the last person. So that's the cast, y'all. All right. Let's go back to live. So we're gonna talk about some things here. Let's talk about oh, Tracy Sunil said, "What's up?"
Hey.
All right, so let's talk about the Nate and Delilah and Christine first. So Nate is the brother, right? He got hurt in army, so like that, and Christine told him not to go, and he decided to go for the second tour or whatever, and he got himself hurt. And because of that, Christine and Nate was not basically taking care of Dion. Christine had nothing to do with her son. So Dion is right here, this little handsome little boy right here, bottom of Delilah, is staying with Delilah. But my thing is, both Nate and Christine have a hard time wanting to hear the facts of their son is staying with her. As you push this son on me, and I can't have an opinion at what y'all doing and how it's affecting this boy. I didn't really like that. But Nate is so hell bent that Christine is the starting woman. She is ready for him to be home, and he want to make it work. Not realizing Delilah is telling that she's sleeping with Andre, which is right here, and Nate didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to hear it until he was served the divorce papers by him, the friend. You got some nerve to come to my place to serve me a divorce paper. Oh my gosh, that was messed up. So, and then he asked him, but Andre could not look at his face. He could not look at him because I said, yes, Delilah, your sister was right. And you always try to shun her up, even though Delilah sometimes could be self-righteous and always in her way. But in this case, she will try and tell you. But sometimes, you know, some people don't want to hear you about talk about their spouse and their loved ones, so you got to listen to yourselves. So he realized his friend and his wife was messing around behind his back. So now he got to figure out how to do things. And now she is asking, and it's funny that she didn't want to care for her son for 6 months. But now she wants full custody and want the house. And then he don't want to fight her of it because he said the mom and everything. But now she wants the son. She want to take him. She changed her hairstyle. She make it look like she was a Stepford wife. I said, what? What's this trying to change? Like, are you trying to escape with Dion? What is the sudden change with your son now all of a sudden? So Tracy, tell me your thoughts about that storyline. And chat, if y'all seen the show or y'all heard anything y'all want to discuss, comment on below.
She don't bit more want that boy. She don't want her son at all whatsoever, but it looked good on paper. It's gonna sound good in the court, and why she should get everything that she want. But I was like, you want full custody and you ain't had the boy for 6 months? I was like, if she don't get herself on somewhere.
For real.
But the fact that she was sleeping with his friend, I was like, oh, you just figured you would keep it close. You just lay and play close to home.
In the house as well. Oh my gosh.
That's too close to comfort for me. But I do kind of understand where the brother is coming from when it comes to Delilah, because she is so self-righteous and she always has something to say. You don't want to agree with her, or you don't want to give her the benefit of the doubt, or like acknowledge that she's right because of, you know, the way that she carries herself. But he's been delusional for a good little while now, and I'm happy he finally got to the real understanding when he got them divorce papers.
Yes, and then the fact he don't want to fight, I think you got to put something. I mean,
I thought he didn't want to fight for the house, but he said he wanted to fight for the son. So give her the house and
give the house. Yes,
which again, I think is exactly what she wanted, because she was like, oh, if I know he's not going to fight me over our son, he'll just give me what I want to appease me. That kind of makes sense, because she don't really want that boy.
Yeah, she really don't. She
ready to lay and play and lay it low and spread it wide and get her back cracked. She ain't thinking about that boy.
For real. Yeah, so that's something, y'all. I just can't how she just want all of a sudden just trying to change it up. After that, I was like, girl, you better get out of here.
It's gonna look good for court.
For real.
You gotta look good for court.
And the way how Delilah was so hurt by that. I mean, Dion was happy to be with his mother no matter what, but he don't know any better. But the fact of her face that she cracked. I said, I feel for you because you basically was like his mother guardian for all this long time, and then you just gotta, you can't really legally keep him. I mean, yes, they stayed with him, but at the same time, they have rights, and they give you the attorney rights. So anytime they want their son back, you got to give it to them. So it's like it's a harder place that she had to be in that middle of that. But I said, listen, don't be putting in the middle and then try to put that parent card on me and try to trump it. But even though it's legally, they have the right. But sure.
How long before you think she give them back? How long? How long
you want to take a day because you might.
Because I got a pool going. I'm like, I'm gonna give her 2 weeks, two good weeks. He gonna get on her nerves and getting in the way of her getting her back cracked, and she gonna send him right on back. I was like, what, 2 weeks? What, at the most?
Yeah. Out of that, Andre probably not gonna want to be a stepfather to that boy, or at least be there for the son like that. So he probably gonna tell her you gotta choose, and she probably choose him. We don't know, but that would probably be the thing. That would be like, and then it was killing me that how she didn't want to say was upsetting until, I mean, he started to feel it when he had that dinner. She was like, well, I guess I'll be there. Yes, whatever, all that stuff. Then on the dinner table, she's taking her away, her hand, and this and that. And she said, I just can't. And he started to feel it. That's what made him prompt him to ask Andre, is it true? Are you sleeping with her? And he couldn't really answer it. He knows right then and there that it's true. So it was like, We'll keep on that storyline with that. Let's discuss Delilah, Gordon, Katya, the children, all that stuff. Okay. So we find out that Gordon, who's right here, who's below Demetria in the middle, in the white background, between Andre and Marcus, he was a teacher, a professor at Davidson College, and Katya was a student at the same college. Even though she's a grown adult, I still feel that taboo of student and professor should not be messing with each other because of conflicts of interest. So, in the fact that that same woman that he had an affair with is living in a house with them, that caused the breakup in relationship of Delilah and the marriage. And he tried to have her live in the house. Well, at first he didn't want to live in the house. He was like freaking trying to dread his feet. Until she said, if you don't let me live here, and it's been years and like that, I'll get my own place. Do right. Gordon, step up. Man. And then she probably forced his hand, so he had to tell Delilah that he gonna have the kids meet Katya. I said, oh, that's so soon. And she said she don't want to have that. And he said, oh, it's not your choice. It's my custody. I said, oh, this custody stuff is always is a demon. And so they met. See Kai thing, and Maya, she asked her, how do you meet my father? She said, oh, at the school and everything. Oh, you was a teacher at the school too. Oh, that's nice and everything like that. And she was like, no, I was a teacher. I was a student. And then Maya said, oh, student. Oh, and then you realize Katya is kind of a couple years older than Maya. And so it's like, her could be close to me in some way, shape, form, because she's in high school. So Katya is not that old and much in age to be my father, girlfriend that caused my breakup with my mother. That's why I was like, why Maya and Marcus were so like that to her, their mother at the beginning of the season. But now Maya started to realize her father ain't ish right now. And it was like, oh, I don't want to be with him. But the custody agreement, she had to stay with them. So. But she gonna start rebelling against her father, and her father gonna have enough with it. Enough with it. So so tell me your situation, that thing about that story.
Maya face on that couch gave me life. I was like, she clocked it and looked over her dad, and he was like, I was like, oh, he is trash. He is so trash. Like, But I think Delilah did so much to try and shield them from kind of like why they got divorced and all those kind of things that they knew, but they didn't know, if that makes sense. Like they had an idea, but they didn't know for sure what it was that really happened. And then she on her own put 2 and 2 together to be like, a student. Oh. and then he up there grinning like everything's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Give him hell, girl. Give him hell, cause I can see it. I can
For
see
real.
her.
I can see
She
it.
gonna give him hell. Like, and not to be funny, but it is definitely against the law for the professor. Like, not against the law, but it is against like their code of conduct for professors
Mm-hmm.
to sleep with students. Because he could
Yes.
be like, oh, you sleeping with them for a grade. It's
Yes.
definitely against.
It is
It's
definitely
not
that's what
right.
oh yeah,
Like,
he got fired, y'all. He got let go.
it's
But
definitely
yeah.
not right. But the fact that you still did it and keep doing it and think it's okay, and then I don't. Well, let me say this better. I understand Katya's feeling of, if you're telling me we're going to be together and this is real to you and we're really going to happen, I need to meet your kids. I understood her in that aspect completely, and just saying, if we're going to truly move forward, I need to meet your children. I get it. I understand it. That makes sense. But at the same time, he was being like real petty and passive aggressive about how he
Yes, he
told
was.
Delilah that, oh, you're gonna do it. Oh, because you was in jail and you had him come stay with the kids. Those are not the same things, sir. Those are not. Those are not the same things. That is not even close to how that worked. And he was like, "Oh, you could have called me." Like, could have called you for what? Like, no, no, because you trash. But okay.
Yeah, he is trash, but it is his father. So I was like, she could have had called him. But at the same time, I understand why she didn't want to call him.
Cause who want to call it? Who want to call their ex that they're got a separation, like a custody agreement with, to tell them, so I'm in jail. Do you
I
think you
mean,
can get
yeah,
the kids? Like
yeah,
that right there is like one of those things where it's like, it'll be one thing if you was like, oh, I'm stuck in the office, my car running late, my car messed up, I got into an accident, can you come get the kids? That's very different than I got arrested, can you come get the kids? Like, like, I understand not wanting to tell nobody, like, oh, I got arrested, can you come get them? Like, that ain't nothing you really want to say. So, especially when you have a contentious relationship with your ex and y'all aren't like on good terms, really.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I understand why she didn't call him. I wouldn't have called him either. She forget that you ain't about to throw it up in my face that I got
Yeah, that's
arrested.
what I'm saying. But she eventually had to tell him that that's what happened because she had a conversation with Maya and Marcus, told him what happened, and they looking all suspicious when he came and picked them up. And he said, "What happened?" Well, got arrested. You got arrested. I say, drop the base. Yeah, that's what happened. It was not my fault. I ain't do anything. The petty ass Price Osborne trying to shut me out this case, trying to get me arrested so he could get some tactical stuff. But she
Mm-hmm.
that. But that's what actually really did happen. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he came in hot. I was like,
for real. So and then I like when he said, "Well, she's part of my life. You had to like her." I said, "No, they don't have to like her. They just met her. Why they had to like her? Let them get good graces with her on their own terms and see if they like her or not. Even though it is a bad sour taste where they see their mother and she's the reason why the cause of the relationship being divorced. So they don't have to like Katya, but the
not at
force of
all.
you got to. It's my house. You got to like me. Hey, what's up? Fatima, what are you doing?
Oh, look. Oh, like, let's how this work. I got to, like, no, I have to go home to my mama. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
got to do. I
That's how.
have to be here with you. Tolerating her. I mean, I ain't cussing her out, calling her all types of B's and H's. I ain't going off on her. So I mean, technically, I think that's doing pretty doggone good. I mean,
Real.
it got to like her? No, not at
That's what I'm
all.
saying.
Not at
For
all.
real.
I can tolerate her. You know, I can be cordial, but I ain't got to like her.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to like her, and I would have to like her either. And yes, Sunshine, you do need to watch it. It's a really good show. Delilah is not bad. It's a really a good show, y'all. The
It
people
picks
who
up. It
it
picks
it
up.
does
It picks
it
up.
first
That's what
starts
it is.
slow because there's a lot of characters and you try to pick up the pieces and all that thing. But each episode it does get better and it
Hmm.
picks a lot more pieces to it. So now you start learning. Okay, now we get the ball rolling. But there's a lot of storylines, arches to keep up. So it will be overwhelming at first, but it
Hmm.
starts slow, but then it picks up. So it's a good show though. It's really good. Now let's talk about the assistants of Delilah. real quick, just the assistants. All right, and then we're gonna talk about the overall case. Demetria, she just started in the law firm. But Demetria, to me, Demetria is right here next to Jill Marie Jones. Y'all know what she look like. Jill Marie Jones. This is Demetria right here. I want to know what's her background story. Why is she so hell bent in this particular law firm, and why she's so hell bent of learning the Jane Doe? Why she want to know that? Does she got some connections to somebody in the past of Harper? Because she was so hell bent on this. So Demetria joined the firm, and she's in law school. She finished law school, so she did it, so stuff. So she's helping, and it seemed like she knows that she found out that Harper didn't finish law school, so she kind of thrown in her face. Oh, yes, I did law school. I can get you a law school too, and look at the applications I did. I know things. It's like that because she be throwing out terms that Harper probably don't know, and Delilah had to explain to her. She said, "Oh, okay," and like that. And then she always tried to throw in her face. I said, "Don't be trying to shun on this girl because you finished law school and this girl." So she comes in trying to change the office around. I said, oh, this is what it looks like. It's like so she changed the office, want to put flowers and plants and everywhere, all that stuff. And the reason why I want to know her background story because she's doing all this, and then when she's at home by herself, she boo-hooing crying. I said, what happened? What all this? You got all this mouth at the law firm, but you behind the scenes breaking down crying. So something happened in your past, or your relationship? Do you had a loss? What happened that behind the scenes you are a wreck, but on the law firm you're a firecracker? So what's going on? And Harper, I think Harper at some points is competing with Demetria because I said, how dare she's trying to come in and trying to take over, and I've been here with a lot of all this time and all this stuff like that. So I do understand Harper trying to be a little cautious of giving her information about this girl because I don't know you like that. We still just being coworkers. So calm down a little bit. Until later on, she kept persisting about this Jane Doe, kept persisting because we find out Jane Doe was Harper and Delilah was representing Harper in the case. And Demetria mentioned that when she did that interview with Delilah in early episode. And Delilah kind of, she kept the secret of Jane Doe to Demetria in some aspects. She tried to do bits and pieces, but she trying not to give too much. Don't that, but Demetria kept harpering of this fact of the Jane Doe to the point that Harper just freaking blew up. She said, "Hi, I'm Jane Doe. What happened was like that. I was going to law school and I was stopped by a racist cop. She didn't say who the racist cop was, black or white, whatever, but she said racist cops, and they could not fathom the fact that I was driving a nice car, so they put her in a mental institution." I said, that's really strange to go that way, to put her in a mental institution because she had a nice car, because you didn't understand why she got that money or how she got that car. So they put her there, and then she couldn't finish law school. Delilah tried to represent her, but I guess that course they didn't win the case. But that's that. And so Demetria like, oh, man, I messed up. I said, yes, you did mess up, girl, because you're plotting too hard. So tell me about your feedback of the dynamics between Demetria and Harper.
Is Demetria a spy? Like, is she a plant? Like, is she a plant? Is she a plant from the other firm? Because something
that could be. That's a good twist.
Her just rubs me all the way the wrong way. Like,
that is a good twist
from the beginning. Even when she was doing all of that in her interview and then ran her butt to the bus stop, I was like, something about this girl is off. I don't know if and I don't know if that's why she's breaking down crying, because she's starting to like these people, and then the more she's starting to like them, the worse she's feeling about, spying on them. Because I was like, something about this just seems very, you a spy, or you a traitor, or you gonna trade up or something. She just something about her don't rub me the wrong way. I could be wrong.
Greed. She does see greed that she wants to be the come up. So we'll see. That's it. That's it on her, right?
Don't like her. Yes. She don't sit right in my spirit.
I can't. Not me either. All right. So let's talk about Tamara and Delilah's friendship and revolve around this whole case, because that was a big thing of this same thing, because their friendship in this case. So, and let's talk about the case itself. So, for the beginning, what we ended up is that Delilah got pictures. Tamara said, "I told you so," and she got the pictures of Leah, compromising pictures, lingerie, showing Fred Osborne. Delilah confronted Leah, and then she was trying to play it off at first, but now she had to come clean. Said, "Oh yeah. He had something going on. He got the keys to my house, all that stuff. I got the keys to your house as well. What kind of relationship is this? Like, what? You working for them, got the keys to your house, got an affair, all this stuff, craziness." So she said, yes, I had an affair, and then it prompted him to hire her as a personal assistant, whatever, to him. And then I guess when she started plotting too much, he had to let her go. So I was like, And then a place got ransacked. I don't know, she staged down now, but she never reported that her laptop got stolen. So got ransacked, evidence here. There's a lot going on. That's that. We also find out about the court documents. Hey, Takola, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Love you. Thank you. All right. Okay, Ultimo, we'll be here. So like that. The documents, because Delilah had Demetria to look at the thing and say, listen, this is files that we posted everything supposed to have. Cindy Sawyer gave us this thing, and she said, Sawyer, I forgot the name. And we're going to check the files. So they took the files and they realized that this guy named Rick Pickering just freaking signed all these documents and making it 2 different separate reports. One he gave to Nate. It said ambush, all that stuff like that. And then once the thing was an equipment malfunction. And he just signed all these documents. So we need to lead who this guy is. We need to find this guy, what it is, so we get the lead on it, all that stuff. And Fred Osborne wants the freaking documentations on that laptop and the phone. But Delilah was trying to get Leah to bring the stuff to the office so we could copy it before they seize it. And, that didn't really happen, all that stuff. But thank God for Chief Connolly, Delilah's father, who was able to take some of the documents off that drive and give it to Delilah after she got out of jail and stuff like that. Now, Tamara, on the other hand, is represented by Osborne, and she's like, I gotta make partner, I gotta do this like that. She started questioning things because Delilah and her is going back and forth with this cases and other stuff, and wanted to realize what's going on, because when the place got ransacked, Delilah thought it was Tamara that did that, her best friend. And Tamara said, that's not how I roll. That's not what I do. It's like that, but it's very hard because you represent the big firm. So find out when Junior or something like that orchestrated that, and then tell Tamara. It's like that. And then the next time that happened, what was it? Fresh my mind, what happened? That it happened that she accused her on the documents, it's like that. And then the reporter, the actor reporter, that she came and asked Leah, and Leah, she told Leah not to say anything about the freaking guys. Then when she took her back, Leah started singing like a heart. I said, this girl cannot be trusted at all. Like, can she did not follow directions? And now they realize that she's entertaining men and look bad. Maybe Fred Osborne, her higher client that she's trying to get off and get money out of it. And realized the office was part of that too. And Tamara didn't like that as well, because she said, that's not how I roll. So now she's in thing and trying to see what's going on. And now she saw about the documents and realized the equipment was malfunction and all stuff. And she was like, Delilah would say, oh, you don't care about Nate because Nate was involved. And she was trying to throw in Delilah Tamara's face, oh, how can you represent them? And they was responsible for my brother. You don't care about my brother? You don't care about your nephew? Well, that's like, they kind of like sisters. And no, that's not nephew. Never mind what I'm talking about. Whatever. You take my Nate. Kind of like sister brothers, they family. And she said, yeah, how dare you? I love Nate. So like that. But Tamara, I got something about her too. Because she knows what's going on, what's up with it, but she can't let it go because she wants partner so bad. But she want her friendship with Tamara. But it seemed like she got the resources, so she trying to shun Delilah to not to go further and trying to get her to stop the case. But I don't understand why Tamara and Delilah cannot work together, have their own firm. I don't understand that. Why they have to be at odds with each other, knowing they could good friendship. I know I'm talking about the lot, but I'm talking about the overarch thing. So like that. So
because Tamara don't want to be broke.
Yes.
That's why she
No,
don't want to be broke.
so Tamara could have the big clients, and Delilah could represent the pro bono clients, so they could have money coming in no matter what.
Where
So,
she look, where's she gonna get the high end clients from? She get the high end clients from the big company she worked
yeah,
for. So she don't want to be broke. That's what it is. She don't want to be broke, and she sleep with what is he? The assistant ADA?
on the mayor, yes,
Oh, the assistant mayor, whatever the heck he is.
yes,
Yeah, I
he's
forgot his title. Is he the assistant mayor, assistant ADA? He's the assistant something. He's like the
yeah,
second in command.
he's in that
So
hot office.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
something.
yeah. So you really think
And
she about to leave? You
yes,
know, a big high, and then about like marrying him, and then leave to go to work with Delilah?
yeah.
Maybe after she get her ring, and they get
Yes, yes,
married or something. But she
yeah.
don't want to be broke. She don't want to be
I
broke.
don't think so. She want to be either. But I just like, come on, you got the resource, you got this million behind it. Y'all could have had your own law firm called Delilah Tamara Associates, whatever. I forgot her last name. But so Tamara made partner. She had to pay a kind of fee to go last like that because her good work. And then something when she mentioned she talked to Fred Osborne, the senior, Win Senior, and he said, "Oh well, I know you one of the good ones." And she said, "What that means?" I said, "Girl, you know exactly what he's saying." He said, "You are the person who keep their mouth shut, don't question the things, and keep moving on and do what we say, and you make the big bucks, and that's it. And you making the money. That's what the good ones mean." So since then, you make a partner.
Yeah, you
And
the ones that don't ask no questions. You don't ask
yes,
no questions? Okay.
even though I thought that Tamara is doing that some way, shape, or form, but even then, when they shut her out and they tell her this is what happened, she's continuing with the case. So then she's trying to get it settled so quickly and not going to court because they have a court case in like in a month or something like that. So,
So I have a question for you.
uh-huh.
Do you think she keeps wanting to settle because she doesn't want to go up against Delilah, or because she knows that there's something really to it and she doesn't want to lose the case?
That's a good question. I think it could be both because I think the friendship they have is so great. They didn't want to lose that friendship with the case. But as the Tamara is starting digging in and digging in, she starts to realize she's in a hot seat right now because something's going on behind the scenes that she don't know is a bigger behind her pay grade, and they are trying to keep a hush hush and make her think. So I think she knows that if she pushed further, it's not going to be good in her case. And Delilah is very relentless, so she's not stopping. So the
Okay, okay.
friendship and that could go tie in the hand. I
Okay,
just
okay.
think it's a big hit. This is a big thing going on with that. I know I talked a lot, but that was that. Did I miss anything? Let me see. Mm, no, not that. Because the small thing was about Jamal and Delilah. They had a little friendship. That little thing. That wasn't that much big deal. But the case. So Tracy, tell me your thoughts about the case and the people.
I feel like it is now becoming more personal for Delilah, because it's like this could be a part of the reason that my brother is in the wheelchair. So now I think it's given her more drive to even press further, to press harder. Although she was always in the beginning, I feel like when something is a little more personal to you, you push even that much harder. So even if she was thinking about maybe possibly, because Leah is a mess, is a terrible train
Yes,
wreck of a client. Like, she is atrocious. So I know
she
there
is.
probably is some times where she like, you know what, let's just throw in the towel because this girl right here is terrible. Like, let's just settle, because I felt like that before. I was like, oh, she just lied, and she keep lying, and she keep running her mouth, and she keep lying. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
dump her right now. So I was like, if I thought that, I'm pretty sure there had to be some times where Delilah felt like that. But I think because it's so personal to her and her brother and her family, that she couldn't let it go, even if she wanted to. But I just think that there is something else that Leah is not telling us,
Mm-hmm.
which is shameful, because it's like, girl, I mean, how many more secrets can you have? But I think there's something more that she is not telling us
Mm-hmm.
about their relationship,
Yes.
that I think is something else, where it's like, I don't know if she like had a miscarriage or took the morning after pill, but I feel like there's something else there that, you know, we're just not knowing right now. Because I think she is like the twist and turn. She's the plot line in the story where, she, you know, no matter what happens, it's like it's another curveball because of her. Like,
she
because
making
of her.
entertainment exciting. Like,
Because of her.
yes. And I forgot the last thing that happened before next episode what happened is that Fred Osborne came to our house and she was like, get out, get out. He said, we got to discuss something like that. So I want to know what was that? Was that because she looked freaked out when he touched her arm and said, we got, I don't know, he tried to shut her up so she won't say anything anymore or try to scare her enough that she won't continue this case or something behind the scenes that we need to be privy to. So, because he came in, looked like he was a little tipsy, but I don't know. He just came in like he was threatening her or she just freaked out of that. But we'll see how that goes. But we got Delilah, y'all. That was Delilah. And oh yeah, how do you feel about do you think Mason has something for Delilah?
Yeah.
Yes, right?
Yes.
Yes. Because I feel like I say yes, he is too available for her. And I think he do it because he does like her, he does like the kids and everything. And she does rely on him a lot. Not only to find the stuff of the cases, at the same time the family household and stuff like that. And the fact that she don't see him that way, it's probably like, okay, I don't know, maybe he might get tired soon, but I don't know. I think he still will be here for no matter what. But I see that. But Jamal had a lot of interest. He's picking up the wave as well. So, and then I always say, I got time, I got this and this. Like, oh, Delilah, girl. We'll see how that goes. But that was Delilah, y'all. I promise y'all, you won't be disappointed. This is a really good show, and I enjoyed it. And let's discuss, that's transition. I got no pictures of the movies, so we're just going to discuss right off the back of what it is. And I want this to be a discussion if y'all have seen this movie because I got some things about them. It's like,
what you got about him?
Let's see what I got.
What you
Right.
About lust or about envy?
Both.
Okay.
Because I did look, to be honest, I did like envy more than I like lust. But
really,
I kind of like envy more lust. Cause I don't know. Lust was good, but I just don't know. Maybe it's the whole thing what T.G. Jakes is trying to do. Because we all know his blueprint, what he's trying to do with his movies. He has a struggle story, and then at the end of the story, they have like a turnaround, whatever, in a church, prayer, whatever, and things turn around. And it has a message at the end. So we know. I just want if some of the stories could be if someone just can't get it right. But we know that he always ends his story with a triumph at the end of the main character. It could be they could still be in jail, but have they could be come together because of the moment with the family. Just like Envy did. She had a prayer session with her sister and father. But it's just like we already know how it kind of end. It always end like a light, okay, they turn around though. So, but do I wish they could have like a story where characters don't get it right away? And it's like, okay, I guess they don't learn yet. They just got to fall a lot of times. Jesus cannot save them at the situation. It's like, I don't know. That's how I feel. All right, y'all. So tell me how y'all feel. And it's like that. So lust. I like lust. I think is that, okay, with lust. Never synopsis the story, and then I'll discuss my feelings about it. So Tiffany, she has everything. She has Damon, the husband, everything, a good life, good whatever. She opened up her own business while helping her husband, Damon. And two, Damon's best friend in the past, Trey, came back out prison and everything. And basically, Damon and them left him high to dry. He took the fall, whatever happened in the past. And since then, Trey always held this resentment and kind of like hate for Damon. And so he came around and tried to see he could do some damage in some way, shape, or form. And because Tiffany was not getting the sex that she wanted from Damon, And that kind of pissed me off. I said, God, girl, God, you can't get the cues and nothing. Because when they were trying to have sex with Tiffany in the bathroom, and she wanted to do it right then and there on the bathroom sink, he said, no, counter. He said, no, it's unsanitary. Let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. Let's do this. Don't talk dirty. I don't like that. Let's go to bed. So like that. So I was like, okay. And then she started feeling like, okay, now I met this Trey, her best friend, and she is lusting after him because good looking, cater to her needs, her sexual needs, and she's not getting satisfied in the bedroom with her husband. Now she thought that she should have waited to marriage, like that thought that was gonna be a cure to whatever she's feeling. She should be celibate, but but most of the scenes that she was lusting at her was mostly imaginary. It wasn't a real thing. So I was like, it could have been great if they really actually did it. And they did it at the end of the storyline where she decided, you know what, I'm gonna give in to him. And she did it, but they didn't go fully way when he said, oh, what David want to see, he will see this. She said, what? And then he revealed why he was doing this. And she had to tell Damon what happened because she was in the wedding thing. That was a nice, beautiful, everyone that saw stuff. And she said she cheated on him. Damon was pissed off, mad, all that stuff like that. He said, all stuff. But even though Damon got some qualities, he don't want to do the great sex. And he kind of pushed her. He was bossy and they take it over. They want to listen to her, what she's saying. That's the thing I got from him. All that impacted of why she was doing things. But at the same time, she was going to lose everything by entertaining Trey. But I just feel like it could have been better with the lustful scenes. I mean, in my opinion, that's how I feel. If you're going to make it lust, make it really good. Just like her envy when she went all out the way. I mean, it could be better. But I think it just feel lackluster to me. But it wasn't a bad storyline. And then they had the church scene. She's at the end. She come around. They made up. And then they waited to get to know each other again. And she said the sex is better than ever after they got married. I said, okay.
Yeah.
Damon came out his own time. Damon came out his thing and he kind of beat up Trey. He said never coming back here because I thought he was going to kill him. But that didn't happen. And he said, don't come back here anymore. Come around. He was going to go back to the way he was. And he tried to not go back to the person that he was. So it was a good storyline. I just don't know. In my opinion, I feel it could have been done better. But Trey, how you feel about this?
I feel like it's the stereotypical like 80-20 rule. You have 80%. You have almost everything that you want and you're good. But that 20%, that thing that you don't have, overtakes your common sense to be like, but I really want this because I don't have it. And you only really want it because you don't have it. Then once you get it, it's not worth what you've lost, which makes perfect sense. I think for me, the story was not as though Damon wasn't willing to bend or change, but also when you come from a very rough background and you make a change in your life, you tend to want to cut off everything about your past that you used to do and used to do bad. So even when they were going to sleep together, he was like, oh no, I used to do that in my past. I don't do that no more. I used to do this. I don't want to do that no more. Like, oh yeah, I used to have someone that talked dirty. I used to have sex in these places. I don't want to do any of that anymore. Mm-hmm. Not because he was incapable of doing it, but because he was closing himself off so much because he didn't want to go back to who he used to be. And you can understand if you've really made a change in your life and you've said, I don't want to go back to this, you tend to cut off anything that will bring you back to what that was. Yeah. So for me, it was like, and then as Trey was starting to like trying to go into telling the little stories about him and about his past and about what he did, like, okay, yeah, you had, I had 2 strikes, you had none. Yeah, I told you to leave, you didn't leave, so you're going to take this fall on your own. But 7 years is a long time to do because of someone else or someone else had a part to do in the 7 years that you played. So I could understand being resentful. I can understand wanting to seek revenge. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things that, for me, as soon as I heard it was going to be a TD Jakes thing, I already knew what I was getting. I didn't set my bar very high because I knew what I was gonna get. I knew exactly what I was gonna be in for because this is like who he is. You see what I mean? So I'm like, I wasn't expecting like very much. So that's why I'm like, oh, it's cool because my bar was already set to like mediocre.
Yeah.
So because it was already set to mediocre, I'm like, oh, okay. I could see this on the Hallmark Channel. Yeah, I can see this.
That's all
Right on the Hallmark Channel because the Hallmark Channel always has a happy ending. Always.
Yeah.
Always. Because not to be funny, if you would have told your spouse that I almost kind of cheated on you, I got like 80% of the way of cheating on you, but the other person backed out and didn't want to sleep with me when I wanted to sleep with them. Yeah, taking you back probably would have took more than a year. It probably would have took more, like, and I don't think it would have been such a sunshine, rosy, and happy time on the get back together train. But I understand
It
because
was quick. Yes, it was quick.
you forgave me in a year, and we dated again, and we just got to know each other better, which is great. I definitely can understand the concept that once you have a deeper connection with someone, the sex normally is better because your connection is stronger, which then normally gives you better sex than somebody who you're not as connected with. Um, but I do like that it was in reverse this time, where it was the woman who
Yes,
had
that was
80% of what she wanted
the
and was willing to risk it all for her 20%. Because normally it's the other way around.
cliche would have had the men doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I appreciate that piece of the story because that was different. So I liked that. But again, this could have just been on the Hallmark Channel. Because I knew how it was ended. It's ending on a positive note. Like, it just
Yes,
is.
that's what you know. It's like, chat, if you have anything, y'all see it, y'all can chime in as well. It's like that because I want this to be an interactive thing. That's what I tell y'all to watch it. Yes, I know it because with TJ Jakes, he always have his movies ended like a positive note, which is a good thing. But sometimes with
he's
people
talking about the Bible. He's a pastor talking about the Bible. Why would he have it end on anything other than a positive note? Like, let's be honest. Like, he a pastor talking about the Bible. You already know this is going to end on a positive note.
Yes.
It just is what it is. Like,
it is what it is. It's like,
now, if it was Carlos King who did this, I would have had different expectations. If it was Tyler Perry, I'd have had different expectations. But because it was TD Jakes, I was like, okay, well, I can tell you right now, whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna end on a happy note.
Yes, and that's what happened.
And then I also think that is why the lustful scenes weren't as lustful. Because there wasn't even no boob, no butt. There was no sort of nothing at all. So that's why I was like, yeah, something about this is like, there wasn't even no real décolleté. There was nothing. I was like,
it was nothing until the end when she had her freaking bra and stuff like that, and she still had a skirt on.
Yeah, so she didn't just having a bra. She had a whole bralette. Her boob was covered from here all the way down to the middle of her rib cage. She was covered. She was as covered as she could possibly get. And be in a bra and skirt, but she was covered. So again, I was like, but I knew what it was hitting for because I mean,
so he want to go out there. He want to take it that far. Which I was like, okay, we gonna do something with the deadly sins, and this is something sinful that could damage people's life, like for real. You should really go. You should really go for it. Really go for it. But like you said, TD Jakes has a staple formula that he does with his movies that won't take it that far. So I was like, I should have known that because I knew when we were talking about it before. I was like, yeah, I knew he's gonna go, and then how he's gonna end it. And then he had the Bible verse at the end. I said, yes, see, that's a staple move too. So it's like,
because technically all the movies are about the Bible. I mean, it's a Bible. It's it's based off of the Bible. So it's like. I was expecting them to be in church more times than they actually was. I was like, oh my gosh, they only went to church twice. What? I was like, they only went to church twice? But that's be funny. And that normally is how it is. Normally when you go to church and you've done something wrong, you normally feel like the pastor is talking about you. You're normally like, oh, this nigga in my head. Oh my gosh, what is going on? So I was like, okay, like this is, I was like, They only went to church twice. That's funny. Like, oh, okay. I thought they would at least went 3-4 times. Had the pastor show up at the house, have a prayer meeting. None of that. Okay, y'all ain't go to choir rehearsal, Bible stuff. None of that. Oh, okay, something. Okay, so he
Yeah.
reining that back a little bit. I mean, give him a little credit. He did rein back
Yeah, he did reign.
some
Yeah,
of it because normally it is very heavily like
church
we at
focus.
the
Yeah,
church having Bible study. We at the
yeah,
church having prayer meeting. We at the church doing. I'm like, that's so. I
yeah.
was like, okay,
That kind of had annoyed
I
me if he
have
would
to
have
try.
did that.
I have to give him some grace in saying, okay, he pulled back on how often they were in the church, but it was definitely going. And
Mm.
then he pulled back from, you know, he added some sort of lustful scenes within his version of good taste. But then when you think about it, you like, okay, it's not just a pastor, he's like an older pastor. So their idea of what's lustful is very different than a younger pastor or anybody else's. Like if Jamal had did this, if Jamal could you imagine if Jamal Bryant was directing this? What? There would have
It
been
would have been raunchy
sucking
as
and
well.
it'd have been sucking and licking and flipping and
Well, shoot. But make me believe it. I mean, it was nice. I get the storyline. It just, I don't know.
it's Hallmark Channel.
Yeah, like
It
it's
should have been a
Hallmark. Yeah,
Hallmark.
yes, it's
It
a
should have been a
Hallmark
Hallmark.
kind of
It's
movie
definitely
because
not Lifetime. It's
it was
Hallmark.
just too safe. It's too like it was a PG kind of movie, and we kids watching it. I said, no, this is Lifetime. Why kids don't watch Lifetime? It's freaking adults. You gotta give us something.
You set your bar way too high, buddy.
No,
Way
you're
too high.
right. I was like, listen, he gonna do something. Nah, yes.
You set your bar way too high. Way too high.
Chad,
Bring
how y'all
that
feel about
bar
it? Y'all
back
seen that movie?
down.
How y'all feel? Like,
Bring that bar back down.
yes, I will because it's gonna be cut ones. I said if he does this kind of safe with lust and envy, how he would do when he do wrath, how he would do when he do pride, how he would do when he would do
Greed.
gluttony and sloth, and how he would do with those.
Well, I
So
think he's gonna do just fine with sloth. I think he'll be good there. Like he'll be just fine with that one.
yes. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
for gluttony, he could just do like a Bernie Madoff. Like I'm about to Ponzi scheme, steal millions. I want all the monies.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Shoot.
but whatever it is, just think about the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah, to
And
Bahama.
you know what the sad part is? I liked Envy even less than I liked it. I liked it less more than I liked it Envy. I didn't really like him. I didn't like the actress in Envy. I
Soraya.
didn't. Yeah.
Gabby. You know what? To be honest, yeah, Emmy could have done better too. It could have done better. Lustful at least had good acting. Yeah, it's true. Lustful could have had. Yeah, Lustful was good acting. And Envy, they could have went further with that too. All right, all right. So Envy, y'all. If y'all have anything about lust, please put it in the comment section and we discuss it. All right. So Envy was about how a girl, young girl, go with her mother, a single parent household. They don't have a father. Her mother said, "You don't got no father. Everybody got fathers, but you don't have no father." I said, "Damn, how you gonna tell a girl like that?" But hey, it's a reality. She don't have no father right now. Wasn't there? And so she grew up, no family, no father. We found out that she was pregnant. She lost the baby, all that stuff like that. And she was researching because she saw the a letter that her mom wrote in the Bible. She kicked the Bible and everything. Her mom wrote a letter about Elijah, that's the father's name. And she researched him, and then she researched that he has a daughter, and he researched the daughter and the family and everything. And she saw our stuff. So I said, oh, okay. So she decided to write the letter her own, kind of bite off the letter that her mom wrote, even though she said she made it up. It was like, I wrote the letter. But even though her mom still wrote the letter, but she wrote it herself, sent it to the house and everything. So the father told Gabrielle, that's his daughter, the truth, that in the past, I made a mistake, I had an affair. I still love your mom. Me and your mom were still together for a long time. She passed away. I loved her and everything. Had an affair. Yes, as a child away. It was a child. And I haven't been there for that child. So you know how everything's happening. And y'all know, Soraya plays the girl who did have her father, family there. You know, Soraya was in Empire. Tiana, that's who she is.
Mhm.
And so Gabrielle told Reagan is Candy Burris, Real Housewife of Atlanta. Reagan, her best friend, and business partner.
Send her back to the Shy. Send her right back to the Shy. Candy did a much better job in the Shy than she did on this movie.
Yes, right. So Reagan said, you know what, I'm gonna go and talk to her and everything, because we said we got him there with sister in law and stuff, and her father was hell bent. She want the daughter up here. So Reagan went to talk to ooh, that's her name. What's her name? I saw the movie this morning. I forgot a day, but yeah.
Oh dang! Wait.
Yeah, we both forgot her name, right? What was her name? Oh, what was it? It's not Ashley. That's not common like that. Whatever.
I'm about to look it up.
Auntie Kalisha. That was her name. Kalisha. Auntie Kalisha. Yeah. I remember a girl was saying it. Auntie Kalisha. And correct me if that was her name. So Renee talked to Kalisha, and she was like, your father want to see you, the sister, the family, and everything, and all that stuff. She never mentioned her name.
Keisha.
Auntie Keisha, right? So she went outside, and she said, oh, hi, Gabrielle. She said, well, I never told her name. She said, yes, you did. I said, no, she didn't. So you show me your slip, girl. She didn't say her name. She just said you got a family, and your sister want to meet you. So then she said, okay, I'll go. So Keisha thinks this is her time. She deserved to have the life that she didn't get, which the money, the husband, the family, all that stuff. So she went over there. The father so foaming at the mouth. He said, oh, yes, I got a daughter. Make it all cool. Yeah, I was with Gabrielle. I said, we just don't know this girl yet. All that stuff. So they get the paternity test. The father was kind of upset that she even questioned one. I said, how? No. We definitely got to get one. It's like, we need to know if she really is our sister. Like, why he would have been so upset about that? But he said,
wait. If you wait. If you question your parent, are they happy with you when you question them? That sounds about right. Normally, if you question your parent, they do talk to you like
they will get mad.
Yeah, because I'm grown.
Yes,
like I'm your parent. Don't be telling me to question who.
Yeah, but sometimes they need a dose of reality. How you just go uphill? Like, we know you had an affair, but at least gotta find out if she's still your daughter now. You know, people can lie. So like, so she wouldn't do that and was upset. And Keisha got a sample of what he was drinking, took it to the lab, said that was his daughter and everything. I wouldn't wonder if she doctored that or whatever, but I don't think she got that much pull.
You know she took his straw that he was sucking off, swabbed it, swiped it, and sent that sucker in. Yeah, I'm a 99% match because I sent his own saliva. So I know it matched.
Yeah. I was like, oh, she did that. So she found out. And then she hit the house and find out she lost her daughter. So she sees her sister with a daughter and everything. And just, I don't know if she had a daughter now. She said she lost her baby. But she see the family, all that stuff. And she said, this is like I need. And she had a friend named Bud who was trying to scam them with the money. Gave him the money. I said he was
trying to. He's scared.
Yeah, he tried to scam the money.
Young Fly said, baby, you gonna give me them coins.
Yeah, he said, you gotta get the money. Give me the money. So she's in the house, everything, living her life, all that stuff. And she realized it's a rift going on in the family. We found out that Gabrielle, his client, who's Jose Sanchez, Julian, he was the ex-boyfriend of Gabrielle, something that Mauricio didn't care for. And actually 6 years or whatever they broke up, I think she entertained Julian, and I guess she was not telling Julian the truth. And she didn't tell Mauricio that he invested the money into her thing. It's like that. So Renee, I'm gonna finish it and I want to answer your question. Tracy and I gonna answer your question. And so all long story short, she was swimming out that money at the accounts. She was dressing her sister clothes. She was trying to be in the household, trying to be there for the daughter, tell her daughter, call her mama Keisha, all that stuff like that. I said, oh, this is another girl trying to take the whole life. She was trying to make a pass on Mauricio even though Mauricio was a strong man, but at the same time, he had his battle with his wife at the time and all that stuff. So she was staying with. And Keisha took over the project, drugged her sister to make her sleep, took over the project, got Julian in part of the key. I think Keisha was doing a lot to get to the house, all that everything. Took the tickets. He came to the house. That's what you call her. All that stuff. Told the freaking the brat, who was Vita, the socialite, that how she will be at the party event because Gabrielle took Keisha's idea about the sneakers and they used it. And then freaking Reagan will try to shun Keisha out the meeting. I said, bitch, you know you will try to take her idea. And I ain't like, y'all try to take her idea and try to make her not be in the meeting and everything. I was like, oh my gosh. So she finally there. She got
Hold on. No. I have to agree with Candy on that point, though. I don't know you from a hole in the wall.
Yes,
You ain't about to run my company into the ground.
I do agree. Yes, I do.
Hold
She
on
had
now.
the eye. She's at the eye making. But I said, don't take her idea. They even tell her that she's going to take her idea. That's why they like.
But she didn't know it was her idea at first.
Yeah, yeah, she didn't know.
Can't blame her for what she didn't know. But I agree. I ain't about to let no girl, I know you from a can of paint. Just because the daddy willing to accept you, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Because you gonna run my livelihood into the ground. Oh no, ma'am. No, ma'am, Pam. So I didn't agree with her very often, but I agree with her then.
Yeah. So everything. So we find out all this thing. So she told Vita the situation because Moshia asked Gabrielle, did she do something with him? And then they questioned the paternity that it might be Julian, all that stuff. And Vita mentioned that, and it was a whole big brawl at the opening event for it. And then Reagan came to the house, tried to say, because Gabrielle called Reagan and said, I found out she's the one who was doing all this. She was like that and everything. And hey, Joyce. And she was like, I'm going to the house. And I was like, Reagan at the house, and they was talking and going back and forth, and pushed down the stairs and tripped and pushed down the stairs. I said, oh no, not the baby. I felt frightful. I said, no, don't kill this girl. I said, that's jail time, girl. Don't do that. At first, when they opened the scene, I thought she was fighting her sister, and her sister fell out of the fight on the banner stuff on the stairs. I said, oh, that's really envious. That's really jealousy. You took it that far, girl. But it wasn't that. It was Reagan that fell down the steps. And I was like, oh. And then she ran with the daughter, called the father, got in jail. That's that. And she's sitting there looking at it, said, oh my gosh, I messed up and all that stuff. And then they sit down at the end, they prayed together, and that's it. So that was
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Because this is my thought. When she was over the baby and she was like, oh, good night, baby. Mommy loves you. And she seen her talking to her baby like that was her child. At that point, she would have had to get up out my house.
Yes,
I had to go. I was like, you crazy witch. I know good doggone well.
Yeah, she said, mommy loves you. Yes. I
was like, oh yeah, see, at that point, she'd have had to get up out my house. Like,
yes.
Right then and there. She'd had to get up out my house. I was like, so we wouldn't even made it this far. Because as soon as I seen that cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs Fruit of the Loom section right there, she'd have been up out my house. Like,
yes, she was
crazy.
She
gotta go. She can't be around my daddy either. There will be no elder abuse. Get her up out of here. Because she's crazy. Like,
so, yeah, she is. When she said that, I was like, oh, and she had questioned her, and he said nothing. I was like, I said, who you talking to? Who's your daughter? That's my daughter. I don't know you, girl. We go to my daughter talking like that. So when they asked the question, Mizzle or Tracy, I'm watching Envy now. I got a question. Is the house there? Is the lust that was in the house that the lust was in because it was like, yes. I think they had the same house and they had the same church house. Because our church scene was the same church scene and freaking Love. And Clifton Powell was the pastor. So, yes, they used the same church and they used the same house. Mm-hmm. So, I was like, oh, okay. And mind you, in the first one, Clifford Powell was the grandfather of Tiffany. And
but he was still a pastor.
And now they had the same pastor preacher in that same church. So, I don't know if they're going to use each character set around the same house in the church That could be something because they try in or so like that. But yes, it was the same house because it looked exactly the same.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Yep.
they are. It's all going to be tied together. So I don't know if they're going to use the exact same house every time. They probably are for budgeting purposes because that makes sense. Because they have to shoot what 7 of these,
Yes.
so that'll be a lot. So to keep the same house, but they're going to have the same pastor, same church, and how he ties in. Because when you think of it, it's set to be based out of like a small town, right outside of Atlanta. It's like a small little suburb of the thing. So it does sound very, makes sense. So they're kind of repurposing the same buildings and always kind of using the same people.
Uh,
But I would definitely say for this one, I was like, yeah, see, as soon as she'd have told my baby, like, oh, mommy loves you, I was like, yep, she'd have got her right up out my house. You gotta
yes.
go. The X to the no. But I
I
did
don't see
like
why they get
when.
her own place.
Hmm?
I don't see why they didn't get her own place. I mean, it's. I
Oh,
would
if
have
they got her own car, and that
got her
that
own
scene was
car.
hilarious.
That's
Cause
what
she
I
was,
say.
whoa, she was about to get that nice little. She was like,
Yeah, her face was dropped when she saw that car. I would say,
but
listen.
you know what I think? I will say one thing that they do is they give you the same things that we get in life, which is basically you see that they're on this road to do something bad, and at any point there comes a choice where you could choose to do something different, or you could choose to go down the path you're on. And so even when like she didn't like invite her into the office, but then once she came in with the coffee, they did say like, oh well, this was her idea that
Yeah,
we're
they did
pitching
credit
to
her.
you.
Yeah,
So they did give her credit for.
they
So
did.
it's
Yeah.
like, but then they was like, oh, here's your office. She was like, oh, do I get one of these? And they got her at this little rinky desk with a tablet and a phone.
She was like, what the
She hot
hell?
mad. But then it's
Yeah.
like you also have to understand how often do you walk into something they give you and then they just give you everything. Like no,
That's
you
what I'm
normally have to
saying.
work your way
You gotta
up.
be
So
grateful,
I
girl.
see, yeah, yeah, there was not a bit of her being grateful at all. But I did like how even throughout the entire thing, you could see that they gave her choices. Just like in regular life, you have choices. You choose the path that you want to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when she makes really good choices, certain things happen. And then when she chose not so great things, other things happen. So I did like that they at least gave it some sort of like free will. I mean, although technically it's a scripted thing, but they at least made it look like, oh, she isn't just going to be bad all the time. Because when DC had reached out to, I don't even remember that boy name. I don't remember what his name was in the show,
Who?
but DC Young Fly,
Oh,
which is
I'm
I
gonna
don't
say
remember what his name was,
Bud.
but when he
What, her
reached
friend
out to
Bud?
her, yeah, Bud. But
Yeah.
when he reached out to her and was like, "Oh, we gonna stay," and she was like, "No, they're really accepting me. They're taking me in. I'm not gonna go down this path." So it was like, "Oh, she changed her mind. She's gonna go." Oh no, she changed it back. Oh, okay. So I
Yeah.
did like that how they did at least give her some saving graces, some good things about her. Like baking cookies with the kid. Like that was truly a genuine good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then her getting caught with the girl clothes on, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, because Julia gave her the money," and it was like, "What?" Yeah, took the heat all the way off of her playing in her closet to,
Mm-hmm.
oh, let me throw her back under the bus. So I did like the idea, like, oh, you have choices, and depending on what you choose, things may happen. So that was kind of cool. Um, I don't know, remember somebody kidnapping a child and then calling the granddad to come get them. Like I don't remember ever seeing that on a Lifetime movie. But okay, girl. I mean,
Yeah.
again, this
They
is
should call
very
the father.
Hallmark-ish.
Yes, call the father to come over there. I would say, first of all, the father was so over guilt that having her life that he didn't see that was alarming. I was like, hold up, you kidnapped my grandchild from my other, like, what you doing? Like, I just met you. No, you my daughter, but damn, don't get it twisted, girl.
Look,
Sure, I was like,
you kidnapped my grandchild from my daughter that I raised her entire life with the woman who I loved. Oh no.
uh,
Mm-mm.
that's what I was saying. And then he would be very calm with her. And I was like, okay. And then she's in the jail cell. on day. And you know, it's so funny how the sister came around so quickly because she was like, "No, I'm gonna be there to support you, and you go sit there." And then she all of a sudden they having a three ways praying section. I said, okay, that's it.
I was like, when do they let people in the holding cell like that? I don't know what type of power and clout that the daddy got.
That's
I thought he owned a trucking company. I didn't think he was like, you know, the former retired police chief. Because if he was like the retired police chief, that would make sense. Because you normally like, oh, okay, well, you know, he's the retired police chief. We'll kind of let him skim by. But no, he's just a regular old truck driver. So I'm like, normally we don't do this. Oh, you gonna let me in to see my daughter? And they was like, okay, let me bust him in. Like,
that's
okay.
yeah, he was like, this out there's our live ish. Yes, yeah. Yeah, so that was Lesson Envy, y'all. So it was okay. It was okay. I ain't gonna say it was great, but it wasn't bad. But at the same time, it's like, okay, it was very safe. It didn't go well. Yeah.
Set your bar lower. Set your bar lower.
Next year we agreed. So yes, we all know to keep our bar low when TG Jake says because it's gonna be the same thing. And I don't know if we're gonna be coming after Greed, but we know next year the next movie they're working on is Greed. So that's that, y'all. So
I want Greed. I want them to be money hungry. I want them to be like Bernie Madoff. Step on their mama for cash. I
like Greed. Anybody get my way? Greed is my middle name here.
What?
So you better go Greed.
I want my money. Give it up. Like what?
They better go. You better steal. You better beg. You better steal. You better do something. Steal your mama money. Steal your father money. Steal everybody.
Exactly.
Like credit card.
Listen, you better pull a Jen Shaw and hit up all them old people. I need it. Oh, I need it. Yes, I need you to be the epitome of greedy. Okay.
Make it rain on your house. Sure.
I want to see him like Scrooge McDuck. I want all the coins, and I don't want you to give nobody no ducats. I want you to be stingy as all get out. I need all of that. I need it to be like real, like, well, dang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need you to steal $6.6 billion like Bernie did. Like, okay, billion with a B.
Mm-hmm.
Billion with a B. Okay.
Oh my God.
You're gonna be greedy.
So if y'all didn't see it, it's on Lifetime. Try to catch it on demand or something like that. They might do reruns here and there and catch it if y'all want to catch it. All right, so next we're gonna go into social media topics. Let's see. All right, share screen. Hi, y'all. Potomac. Yeah. Potomac knows. We already know that Potomac is filming or currently wrapping up their 6th season, and it will air in the summertime. I mentioned it earlier in my live. So we know that Monique decided not to come back, or she got fired. We don't know. I think she got fired, but she said she got her contract and she decided not to come back. I said, okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna read this and we'll discuss what I thought about her binder story because I didn't care for that. I said, what the point of you doing that, girl? But Real Housewives Potomac, Monique Samuels says Binder Time Stories is a summation of her time on the show. Shortly after shocking many viewers and Arch HOP stars with her infamous binder, Monique Samuels revealed she will share the tea she had accumulated. Wanted to release the receipts creatively, the podcast host announced a 3-part Binder Time Story series. In an exclusive screening of the first episode, Samuels called the fantasy-inspired riddles a summation of her time on Potomac. Monique Samuels not returning for Potomac season 6. Following Monique Samuels' physical altercation with Candace Dillard, the other housewife refused to film with Not for Lazy Moms owner until she sought help. Additionally, she accused castmate Giselle and former housewife and friend Sharice are plotting to spread a rumor that her trainer fathered her youngest son. Therefore, Samuel showed up to the reunion armed with a binder filled with receipts to put her co-workers on blast, co-stars on blast. The podcast host also wanted to clear the paternity rumors, but she felt like she and her husband didn't get a chance because others wanted to talk about an insensitive comment he made. In an interview with All About the Tea, Samuels explained host Andy Cohen and her co-star seamlessly denied the plot involving the trainer and didn't show the Instagram live where Delilah admitted to the situation. Because the Nafa Ladies and Mom owner believed she took accountability for her actions, but the others did not have to, Samuels said she chose to quit the show. Samuel T's Binder Time Story series. During the reunion, the podcast host opened her binder and exposed Bryant alleged fake reconciliations with her ex-husband, Pastor Jamal Bryant. She read text messages from her reported mistress where he seamlessly admitted to faking the relationship for television. Even though the original castmate confirmed the number belonged to Bryant, she denied Samuel's claims. Following the reunion, many viewers, including Cohen, wanted to see what else in the binder contained. The executive producer also noted he wanted to induct it into the Housework Museum. Instead, the 37-year-old turned it into a 3-part series, The Binder Stories, where she promises to drop more tea from a book. In each episode, the former housewife sits around a bonfire and shares a riddle for the audience to crack the code and figure out which castmates. Remember, the rhymes are calling out. Let me see. She said the binder is going to be like a Disney fairy tale meeting Game of Thrones. She called it a summation of her time on the show, and she want to get everything off her chest. And she said after the 3-part series, Binder Stories, she is done with the situation. All right. And her first one aired on YouTube on April 14th. And it's on her Patreon account, but she did add it on YouTube after a couple of weeks. But the Patreon, y'all know you have to pay for that to even see what she's talking about. So that's the thoughts. This is my thoughts, and I get Tracy your thoughts on it. All right. She got fired her day off. Let me see. I'm back. She really making up storybook time. Yes, Auntie Mama. Let me tell you. Oh, don't show that. I don't want YouTube looking at that. See, I'm showing videos. Hold up. Wait, what's that? All right. There you go. All right, y'all. So, y'all already know my journey of Potomac. Potomac has been my favorite Housewives series to watch, and I will watch season 6. And it was Potomac and Atlanta. Look, Atlanta got boring to me, so let's just shake it up and do it better. I'll go back to watch Atlanta, but now it's just only Potomac. And Monique has been one of my favorites in the cast when she joined, until she starts showing who she really is and being perfect. But the season 5 to me, she very disappointed me. Yes, everybody got their own faults and stuff, but I don't believe that she should have took that far to fight Candace. Even if she wanted to fight, she should have fight Giselle freaking Dusty behind. But that's my opinion. Everybody thought that Candace deserved what she did. I don't believe
she did.
That. I don't
she
deserve
it.
I don't deserve it. I don't think so.
Did.
I don't deserve it. I don't think she did. But that's your opinion. My opinion, I stand as fact. I don't think Candace deserved that. But Giselle, yes. Sharice, yes, but not Candace. But that's the all said it there and there.
Why not Candace?
I don't think Candace deserved that.
Why not?
At that fight. I don't think so. She should.
Why not?
I ain't gonna go back to that. I feel like because what Candace did that night was not deserving a fight. It didn't deserve a fight. And how Candace was doing at the season, she was avoiding Monique as much as possible. Yes, we know the behind the scenes happening, but you agree. I feel the same way, y'all. I feel differently. There's a lot of people on Monique's side. Like I said, I didn't say I didn't like Monique. I just didn't like how she did it. I didn't like what she did. She should have fought deserve. There, Sam, I agree. She did not deserve anything that Monique should have fought her. She should not deserve anything. I stand by that. Y'all could disagree, but I stand by that 100%. She shouldn't have fought Candace. I think she should have fought Giselle. I think she should have fought Sharice, her ex-best friend Gigi, even though Gigi was not on the show, but she should have had some news that she fought that bitch behind the scenes and we find news about it. But I don't think she deserved that. So that's my opinion. And I'm not backing down on it because everybody was on Monique's side and I see differently everything. I'm not saying Candace 100%. Candace was 100% innocent, but at the same time, I don't think she deserved that at all. So because of that, a lot of people, some small set of people, didn't deserve that, didn't like that. So that binder, she only used it one time. So they decided to do a binder series. And I feel like this was desperation in her part because if she got done with the show and I was done with work, I know you're making faces, but that's how I feel. If she was done with the work, if I'm done with a job, I don't care too much about who else on the work and everything. I'm done with it. I don't leave the job. That's it. I'm not talking about the people. I'm not making no riddles. I'm not making no binder stories. I'm not talking about none of that stuff. She want to do that or stuff, but she said that was little checks in the Bible series that she's not getting, that she want to charge people to pay to watch the binder series. Y'all go ahead. Y'all crack the code because I'm not sitting there and watching any riddles or any fairy time stories of her trying to crack somebody and trying to tell you who it is, and she don't want to say no names. It's like that. So if y'all watch it, y'all go ahead. Y'all tell me who she talk about, but I'm not watching it, and I'm not paying for no Patreon account just to watch it on YouTube or her Patreon account just to say any riddles of cracking the code. And I would think if she would have done with it, I think if she would have done this, she should have done it right after reunion and not waited to all this time and then do it now. I feel like what's the point of that? To me, it's desperation. I don't like that. I don't like the point in the book. I didn't point of that, and that's that. So Tracy and chat, y'all thoughts on it? That's how my stance of it. A desperation. I didn't like it. It's too much. If you were done with the show, be done with the show, and that's it. But you kept talking about it even after you left. So how you feel about
it? Yeah. You can't do wrong by somebody and then tell them what to do after. Like, that's just not how that works. Like, that is not how that works. If she wanted to do whatever else to make money, to promote herself, to promote whatever to sell, that's her story, her life. Why can't she promote it the same way other people decide to do things to promote themselves, to make money, to sell their things? There is no difference. If that's the case, then none of them should be able to
I didn't say she
something,
had to do that. I just feel like she said that she's not bothered by it, but you feel like, to me, it feel like she's bothered by it, but she's speaking out about it. Because she was done, completely done, she'd be done with it. You had to do no binder stories and making no stories.
But that's not how done works.
Tells. But I feel like if you're done with something, you would not talk about it.
But that's not how done works.
That's how it does work with some people. If I'm done with something, I'm not talking about it. I'm not. That's how I am. She kept talking about it. So if she says she's done, she over it, she over the cash, she over the situation, she over everything. Why come up with binder stories? What was the point of that?
Because it doesn't stop them from talking about her. So it's okay for
I'm not saying
say,
okay.
But,
this is the problem.
I think this is where you're. But they were doing it outside of the show. So here's where the difference is. If I quit. I said I'm not on this national show anymore. I'm done. Right. Yeah. But you have these other people who are still on this national
platform. Yes.
Who then also still continue to talk. Then why should they be the only one allowed to talk and say their piece? Like that seems very one-sided. Now,
but if they talk about her tea, or they talk about exactly what she did to them, because they're not talking about Monique T behind her thing.
Both.
Some Giselle
did an interview.
What?
And so did Giselle. Candace just did an interview, and so did Giselle. It would be different if what?
What interview you talking about?
I'll send it to you. It's this. He looked like this. Where they was talking about what's been going on, and when I say recent, I mean within like the last month and a half, where she still is. So it would be different if no one was talking about her, and then she just went off and did these things. No, if the other people are still able to talk about, say what they feel, say how they feel, it shouldn't be any different. They
But what
both
if they
should get
saying
over
it
it.
to the point that she had to do the binder? To me, the binder story is not about a retaliation of what they're saying. The binder story says she wanted to get things off the chest months later, and she should have did that. She should, to me, it should have done right after the reunion. You could have got the check because it was still fresh. To me, you wait months after, and then you want to charge people for that.
Okay, I think we're getting the timeline of how this worked a little mixed up. She did this right when she did her music video, which was right after the show aired. So she started this long before. It's just being released now. So it's not like she just went now and did it. Because if you watch when she did her music video, the girl who did the looks for her music video also did her looks for this Binder Time series. So it's not like this is something that's like they're just coming out with now. What, the reunion has been over since what, December, January, whenever because after the reunion she released her video. That's when they all had started on this Binder thing. So it wasn't like she just did it now. If you do something and are having it produced, it takes time. It's not like she just went on live and had an interview and did it. It's a produced thing. So I think because it's coming out so far after the fact, it feels like, oh, you're just now doing this, but it's something that's been in the work since all of that happened. So it's like,
yeah, I
all done
understand.
then.
I feel like if you're done with something, I wouldn't even do anything. What other girls just continue to talk about what they want to talk about, their feelings, their issues, stuff like that. They on the show, go like that. Me, if I'm done with something, I'm not talking about it at all. I'm not giving anybody any ammunition. I'm not giving anybody any thoughts. I'm done with you, and that's it. You in my past, and that's how I feel. You may not think that way, but I feel that way. And
if other people get to make money off of her name, why can't she get to make money off her own name?
but how they making money off her name? I don't understand that. You say this happened.
Okay, so you get paid to do they get paid to do interviews.
They get paid interviews.
Okay,
but
wait.
I need to watch that interview because I don't know what what you talk about that they talk about her now.
Yes.
I need to watch that.
So when it turns into, if you're getting paid to do interviews, you're getting paid to do press, and you're still talking about me, you're getting paid off of my name. You're not talking about you and what's going on with you, and you're not speaking of that anymore. You're still talking about me, and you're getting paid for it. So if anybody's gonna get paid off my name,
ask her about it.
They ask her about it, and the same way she can be asked about it, and she could say, I'm not gonna speak about that anymore. I'm over that. She doesn't, and Giselle doesn't either. They continue to talk about it. So if you're getting paid for an interview, and in this interview, the questions they're asking you beforehand, you choose to answer it, you're getting paid for it, you're still talking about me and carrying this story on, then I should be able to talk about what I've done and also get paid for it. To me, I feel like what's good for the goose is good for the gander. It's either both of them stop, or the three of them all stop, or the three of them all keep going.
But what Candace is saying, I can understand Giselle, but what Candace is saying?
The same thing that she's been saying. I was provoked. I didn't do anything. Just the same things that she's been saying.
So nothing new.
Again, no, nothing new. Same things that she's been saying again. But again, if you're going to continue to make money talking about me, then it's free reign at this point.
That's fine.
You can't keep talking about somebody and then say, "Oh, but they shouldn't be able." Why?
I just feel it would go by Monique saying she said she was done with it. So if you're done with it, you can make money doing other things. You have your business and stuff like that. Stun on these chicks by making your money doing other things and not talk about it. But you work out your way doing fantasy. And if you go really do it, say the names. Why do riddles and codes and fantasy stories to make people think who they're talking about? So to me, it feels like it's desperation. It's like that. Like I said, granted, Monique can make her money how she make her money. I just feel like if you're done with something, you don't need to really talk about it. But it is what it is. Let's be real. Let me see. Let me talk about. People were talking about it. CM said, but who's talking about her? She dragged them and she knew who said it from the jump. Yeah, that's why I feel like she know who was doing it, who was behind it all this time. That's why I feel like Candace deserves it. yes, Candace was part of something, but she wasn't part of the plot coming in the air. She wasn't part of everything else. No, listen what I'm saying. She wasn't really involved in bringing to the show to the point that it was. No, she wasn't, Tracy. She wasn't. I'm not backing down on that. She wasn't.
Wasn't
Candace
she the
was
one who went on Instagram Live and talked
no,
about it?
because after, like, listen, Monique did her live, and then somebody asked,
that is wrong.
No,
Monique did not talk about that girl first.
Somebody asked Candace about what Monique said in her live, and then Candace revealed exactly what happened. Monique went on live first, and then somebody asked Candace on her live. So that's where Candace brought up that situation of what happened of the dinner table. So exactly, even all said and done, Monique and Candace was not friends, and Candace was not involved in bringing the rumor on television. It was Sharice, Giselle, and Gigi. So that's why I point about that. So yes, I feel like she has every range against those three ladies. To me, I don't think she target Candace. I would be okay if Monique say, you know what, I was on one, I was under a lot of stress, and I just wanted to beat somebody's ass. And Candace was the person I beat. So that's why I would have been okay with that. But don't lie before the season started how you fought her, and then we come out to find the truth that isn't what happened. And you started the actual fight, the physicality. Because they was arguing back and forth. They was shaded. It was nothing that she was done to say that I want to beat this girl ass. She was on one. She triggered. So
I guess we see things differently. Because
I see things differently.
I am a personal space type person. As
yeah,
soon
but
as you step
tell
into
me how much
wait.
space.
Wait. As soon as you step into my personal space, for me, oh, that's your ass. Period.
But how much space it was in between each other? It was a table in between.
It doesn't matter. If you was your hand not again? But that's where people differ. If someone tells you, then if this is my line and you choose to cross it,
we both was doing this.
Then
we both was doing this. We both was doing that.
But there's a difference between doing this
she was not
and then doing this in
she
your
was
face.
not threatened
To
at
you.
all. She was not threatened. That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, if you feel that was
you a fighter?
Issue,
like, are you a fighter? Oh, see, I'm a fighter.
It doesn't matter. You have to be a fighter or not.
It does. That's where the difference is.
That's the case. Why she didn't fight Robin? Robin clearly got her face.
This is where the difference is. Again,
Robin clearly got her face. And the personal space is an issue. Robin clearly got her face and told me to hit me.
We're not talking about Robin. We're talking about Candace. We're going to stay on.
But it's the same situation. If you're going to use that for Candace, you got to use it for Robin.
We're going to stay on. We're going to stay on track.
We stayed on track.
Jump. Because now we're jumping from Robin to Candace. We're going to stay on.
I'm making a clarification. If you say she's a fighter and personal space is the issue, then you got to use the same logic for Candace and use the same logic for Robin.
Let me say this, because I am a fighter. So I've been in more fights that I can count on my hands and my toes.
Yes.
Without any shadow of a doubt. I've had people get into my face and it didn't end up in a fight. I've had people get into my face and it ended up in a fight. I still feel very strongly about personal space. It doesn't matter to me who it is or why it is. I've fought people bigger than me. I've fought people smaller than me. That is not that. It is how I feel in the particular moment. And if it's going to be a fight, it's going to be a fight. So as someone who fights, like, I will be the first to fight. And people like, oh, you're too old to fight. No, you're not. You ain't never too old for ass whooping. Like, I'm grown.
Yeah,
I'm
30. Like that.
I'm 37. I mean, I make over $60,000 a year. My son is going to a great college. It's not like I graduated from college. It's not like it's not like that. Like, no, but there are some things where once your line is drawn and someone continues to cross it, if that's how you're programmed, that's just what you're going to do. There is very different between things.
She got that throughout the whole franchise. Don't fight one chick and then not fight the other chick.
There are tons of people who fight on all franchises. Like, this is not the first.
No, I'm not talking about other franchises. I don't care about the other franchise because I don't like fighting at all. So that's how I am. I don't like fighting at all because the last time I had a fight was in middle school. So I don't fight like that. If I could get away for things, I could get away for things. So like I say, in this franchise, to me, this franchise is about shading and dragging people. That physical violence should not happen in all franchise. So I'm not only saying about Monique, Portia, whoever dragged water to my face, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And you don't see me glorifying any fights on my channel at all. So that's how I go about. So I feel like you go to keep the same energy, keep the same energy. So in the aspects of this, I feel like she was doing the most with this minor stories. But at the end of the day, if she's done with it, she's done with it, and let it be done with it. If she says she's done after this minor stories, then we shouldn't hear any more about this. I think she said, let me see. CM said, but she asked Monique lied on that woman for a year, had a family who asked for a year. Candace do anything. She said Candace did. Yes, I don't think Candace did as much of that. She said she did. But and then she kept lying about it. That's the whole part about it. If you're gonna be truthful about it, don't lie about it. I think she should make her money. Barbara was gonna make her money. Hey, like I said, Monique, if she want to make her money, she want to make her money. I just feel like it just happened right when she happening right now. Why if she's done with it, she's just done with it. But that's how I feel. People are giving money to Barbara for a story, so why not make money on the people who are looking at Barbara? Like I said, she want to make her money, let her make her money. But I just feel differently. Let's be real though. Who was talking about Monique until last season? I don't know that either. Tracy told me somebody is talking about her, so I didn't know that. So if it's true, let me see it. Monique started it. She put out that Candace attacked her. She said Candace did all these things and did nothing. Change her money. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't. It wasn't. So I agree.
I think we all have a different context of a scenario because Gigi is not on the show. Sharice is not on the show,
but she's a cause of it.
Wait, again, Candace is the one who brought it to the show. Although, yes, Sharice, Gigi started it. She told Sharice thought, but Candace is the person who got it going, and Giselle continued to add to it on national TV. Because there's one thing for something to go on social media, which if you don't follow the people on social media, you don't know. Let's be honest. Most people didn't, because if you don't follow them on social media, you don't know. But having something go on social media and having something go on a national TV show are two very different things.
I understand that because I was following one of them. And Monique cleared up a lot of rumors that was going on. She basically said Candace was too involved in that, and Candace didn't deserve that. So if Candace didn't deserve that, what was the point of that? That's
normally how fights go. You normally, after a fight, you normally don't feel like,
yeah,
this person deserved to get beat down. Like,
if you force someone, Tracy, let me ask you: if you force someone, will you lie about how you fought the person?
Okay, I think this is also where people get things, misunderstand things. In the adrenaline and the heat of the moment, your recollection, girl, how are you?
Aware. She was really aware because at the time she clearly reverted in that scene what she done, and then act like she didn't know what she was doing.
Yeah,
she clearly knew what she was doing.
Okay, again, I fight. I've fought to the point where I've blacked out. I've been arrested for fighting. I've cracked a girl's face over the side of the doggone curb. I fight. So I can tell you from personal experience. Yes, I knew all of these things. And then they're like, but Tracy, you did this, this, and this. I don't remember doing that. I didn't do that. I didn't remember doing that. It doesn't mean that I didn't do it. It means for me.
Lie about it.
But is that a lie? If I
tell you, lie,
it's not a lie.
She started it. She lied. Yes,
it's not a lie. If I say this, and this,
she lied about it. She lied.
If I say this, and this, so because I didn't tell you this and this, I'm now a liar.
That's not the point of that. The point was she lied how she started the fight, and then she changed her story every time when she know that wasn't the truth. She keep changing it. That's the point she lied about.
But that's the point I didn't like.
She did change the story. She changed the story a couple of times. Yes, she did.
Here's my question.
She changed the story.
Again, did she change her story? Or did she start her story from the physical altercation? Because those are two different things. So changing my story means none of these things happened and I said something completely different. Or I did not start from A. I started from C and then moved forward from C. Because those two are very different.
How she started the fight was wrong, and then when you realize that that's not how it started, she kept changing her narrative.
Can you show me where she changed it? Because
she changed it because she said it started a fight with a drink on the face.
But that is what started the fight.
No, it did not start the fight. Her
Yes,
starting
it
the
did.
fight. No, she started the fight by pulling Candace's hair. That's how I started the fight.
Okay, wait. Number one,
She pulled
twirling
Candace's
someone's
hair
hair,
and started the fight.
twirling someone's hair and pulling someone's hair are two different
She
things.
did this. That's how I
That's a
started the fight.
twirl.
She
That's a
started the
twirl.
fight and then she pulled Candace
Okay.
to the head and she beat her.
Okay.
The
One more
drink did
time.
not start the fight. The drink did not start the fight.
Okay,
It
wait.
did not
So
start the fight.
again, I've watched it in slow motion.
I
So
watched
when
the
you
slow motion
say
too.
a
And
drink
Candace
didn't
did not
start the
do
fight.
She said she threw the drink and then start the fight.
Okay.
Candace did not do the drink.
Okay.
The drink happened after it. The
You
drink.
gonna let me ask?
She put her head down.
You gonna let me ask you the question?
You can ask me the question, but I'm still
Okay.
saying what I'm saying.
So here's my question. Okay. Did Monique punch her before the drink went in her face or after the drink went in her face? Punch, not a hair twirl, not a twist, not a pull. Punch. Did
But
she
the fight
punch her?
started by her hair pulling and she put her head down.
I just asked.
That's
Did
how the
she
fight
punch
started.
her before or after?
The drink come after she put her head down.
Okay.
And the
Did
drink
she
came
punch?
up.
Okay. So she punched
She
her.
really had her hands on the girl's head.
Again, so she punched her after she twirled her hair.
But the fight did not start of the drink on her face. The fight started while she touched Candace first. That's the beginning of the fight.
Wait. So that's when the fight started for her. Like, we are two different people. So when a fight starts for me and a fight starts for the other person are not always the same.
But don't lie about it.
Of time. That's not a lie.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
Yes, it is.
That's not a lie. Like if
she
if
lied.
I say
Don't change the story then. Don't change the narrative.
It's not a change. If I say the fight started when she
threw and narrative, she changed it. And that's how it is.
Can you tell me where she changed it?
She changed the narrative when she realized that the drink did not start the fight. She realized. She knew that.
Okay, wait.
And then she went to the block and lied about it. So
okay, well,
that's the point
can
about
you send me that where she lied? Because I'm
that blog was on the internet. The internet. When I read the blog, it was clearly stated that Candy started the fight. And when we saw the video, that's not what happened.
That's not what happened to you. It's
not just something to me.
Okay.
Millions of people who saw it.
Okay, but there's millions of people who agree.
Just because they didn't like Monique, that's what they started with Monique.
Okay.
The second story, someone touched her. She thought it was Candace, so it hit her. Yes, that's
again. One more time. Again, we perceive things very different. We look at the same thing and we perceive it differently. It doesn't make you a liar or me a liar. We look at the same thing and we see it differently. That's what perception is. I look at something, I see something. You look at something, you see something different. It doesn't make either one of us a liar. We're both looking at the same thing and we perceive it differently.
But if you go to a blog and make it a story one-sided, then that's how I have an issue with it. You make the story. We gotta go back long with this because I had other topics to talk about. When you went to the blog and state and make it one-sided that it was all Candace's fault, knowing that you had a part of it. If she could have said, you know what, I fought Candace, we had a bad night, we fought, and that's how it is, or like that. Don't give no details. But you gave a detail that how you start the physical education, and that's what it is. And when the people call her on it, then she started that. That's what I keep saying. I felt that way. Now you keep saying that's how she thought she started the fight, but she knew really well.
We see two things. We looked at the same thing, and
we could have done things differently, but that's how it is.
Perception is.
But the thing is, she lied. That's the point about it.
That's not a lie. It's called perception. We both perceive things differently. We perceive things differently. It doesn't make anybody a liar.
Why you give different versions of how you start the fight? You just could have said that I don't remember all the details, and I fought the girl.
Again, we perceive things differently. It's a perception. The same way Candace said, "Oh, I didn't throw anything at her," but then she wrote a statement saying she did.
Again, her hair was pulled. That's the problem.
But I think we're missing the point. Candace said, "I didn't throw anything at her." Then she wrote a statement that said she did.
She didn't throw anything at her to start the fight. That's what she said.
No. Again, she said, "I didn't throw anything at her." But Candace wrote a statement in her own handwriting that said,
"Yes, I'm not ignoring that point. That's what I'm saying. We not knowing." Candace mentioned that she did do something after
again. The statement is not that she lied. It's we looked at the same thing, we perceived it different. Because in the moment, she didn't think that she threw anything at her. She looked it back and seen it and said, "Oh well, I did," in the heat of the moment. It doesn't make Candace a liar. She just perceived it differently, and it's always a lot easier when you can look back on a fight and see it from,
Yeah.
someone else's
So point of
perception.
me
So
and
I
told me
don't
that
think
Monique, she changed her
it's
narrative. So
just,
I'm not gonna go back down on that because she did. Because
well, if
she
that's the
didn't,
case, then
it
Candace
wanted
lied. If we're
no
going by that fact,
nobody said that Candace told the whole but when Candace was speaking the thing, when she talked to the therapist, her reaction of her version, how she recounted the thing, exactly what had happened that we saw. Monique kept changing her narrative
it was exactly,
on
wait. It was exactly how it
it
happened.
was it was
Exactly.
the canton of the
Exactly.
sequence and event. She mentioned her thoughts on it exactly how that. But Monique, when she meant the blog, she didn't mention her thoughts on it. So
Candace
that's
mentioned her, wait. Candace
she
mentioned
did
her
mention her
fault
thoughts. Yes, she
when?
did. She definitely did. She definitely did. And we're gonna move on to the next person.
When?
She definitely did. She
Candace has
mentioned her
never,
thoughts in the fight. She mentioned her thoughts in the fight. She definitely did. She definitely did. So we got two different things on it. Like you say, you're a fighter. I'm not, but I perceived it differently. I was disappointed in Monique. It shouldn't have happened. And this Binder Stories was exactly what I didn't like she doing. Like I said, she want to make her money, let her make her money. But that's my opinions on that. All right. Move on to the next. Let me see. This from that. Okay. Oh shit, it's done. She done with trying to put hands on. Okay. To call it, she done with trying to put hands on Candace. Okay. Let me see. Let's go with. No, that's not what I want to see. Sorry, y'all. Bear with me. I'm trying to share
Usher
the.
throwing his Usher Bucks at the strippers?
Uh, let me see. That's not what I want to see. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, here we go. All right. All right. Let me see. CM said all true T on Instagram has to change this in the story. Okay. All right. So the game, y'all. The game made a statement on Instagram saying something to this effect. Now, a lot of people agree with him. A lot of people didn't agree with him. But I know a lot of people who have this same mentality that the game is. And then on something, they probably regret what they feel like. But that's Phil. The game said, maybe I'm old school, but my woman ain't paying one damn bill. Not rent, not mortgage, not a car note, not nails, hair, clothes, phone, or groceries. If you taking care of home, cooking, and freaking the hell out of me, life on me. Period. All right. So we all taught, and a lot of people feel like that men are providers. It's true. Men could be men are providers. Everything. So you do believe on the traditional values of relationships. Men are providers. They take care of all the bills, stuff like that. The women are nurturers. They stay at home. They cook. They clean. Have sex with the man. Whatever other stuff. And men take care of everything. So my take on you, Tracy, in the chat. Do you agree with his statement? Do you disagree with the statement? And if you do agree with some statement, tell me what parts of the statement do you agree on and what part of it not. Or if you're a more traditionalist woman, like a lot of women who agree with the game, or you're more of a modern woman that you might not like what he said. Because in all aspects, you could have a man like that and they still dog you wrong. They probably still cheat on you. They probably not emotionally available to you. They probably let you handle all the kids and not be available to helping the kids. But all the bills are paid, all the things are taken care of. You don't have to worry about nothing. But they can still do you wrong. So, in what aspect were you okay with that? If the man is not doing as much in the emotional aspects, just the financial, and or you're not okay with it, at what part you're not okay with it?
I don't disagree with anything that he said. Like
Uh,
nothing. There's nothing about what he said that I disagree with. Because when
okay.
you truly think about it, it's not like he said you can't work, you can't. make your own money. You can't do your own things. He just said you're not going to pay any bills. I mean, if you get to still work, do what you want to do, and all you have to do is a few things on that he wants from you, and I can still make my money, stack my money, do what I want with my money. Why is that a problem? It's not like he said don't work. Now, if in there he said,
but he said he taking care of home, cooking and cleaning, and all that stuff.
yeah,
That doesn't mean that he said he don't want you to work. He's just saying that he prefer you staying home. No, I don't think he said prefer. But if you say you taking care of everything and you just gotta take care of home and stuff, then you don't worry about no bills.
yeah, but you're not worried about no bills doesn't mean don't work.
But you think that statement means that he don't want his woman to work or not? Or you
No,
think he want his woman to stay home? Because most people who say that statement means they want the woman not to work and stay home and take care of everything while I take care of the bills.
Okay, so let's say this again. I was a stay-at-home wife for 4.5 years. As in, legitimately, I worked because I wanted to work. It wasn't a requirement for me to work. He's an electrical engineer. He made more than, like, what I brought home every 2 weeks was less than half of his weekly paycheck. I didn't have to work. Working was because I wanted to work. Uh, I worked my schedule around him and the boy. So I worked because I wanted to work. It wasn't a requirement of me, but I worked. We had a joint bank account. I mean, technically, we're divorced now, and I still have access to his bank information. So it really has more so to do with the person. Now, if he said don't work, then I would feel differently. But when you are if you have someone who takes care of all the bills, you don't pay a bill, and then you work and your money is your money. And a lot of times it's not necessarily you don't work, it's you work you work around that person's schedule, which is what I did. So to him, it didn't make he couldn't even tell that I wasn't at home because I worked around his schedule, which didn't bother me because I was still doing what I wanted to do. So I think a lot of people take statements like this and they're like, oh, that's so old fashioned and that's like toxic masculinity and it's this and it's that. And it's not. It's a partnership. But your other partner has to do their part. It doesn't mean don't work. It means don't pay bills.
But he clearly didn't say that she want the woman to work either. So it's clear like
It's up to her.
It's up to the perception of the viewers who read this. Because he didn't say you cannot work, but he didn't say you could work. He just said he just wants you to take care of home, cooking, and sexing him, and life is on him. If you do that, then he can take care of the bills.
Yeah.
But he didn't say, oh, you could work, but you don't pay no bills. So it's not like the statement is clear.
I don't see where I don't see where he said don't work.
But he didn't have to say don't work, because if he said you taking care of home and cooking and everything like that, that's basically a full-time thing.
That's a full-time thing to certain people. Again,
yes, but I'm saying the statement could be old-fashioned. The statement could be modernized, but at the same time, so it's not a clear cut that he's saying, "Oh, you can still work, but you keep your money." He didn't say that.
Yeah, he said as long as you're taking care of these things, I'll pay all the bills.
I take care of the whole thing, everything else.
No. He said I'll pay all the bills, and then he listed all of the bills that he's going to pay.
Yes.
So
but
I understand
that she has free reign to work either.
But I think we're now cutting it down to semantics, because if he said I'll do all these things as long as
but you said he didn't say not to work. That's what I'm saying. He didn't say that, but he didn't mention that she could work either.
Okay. Again, I think we're now getting into this thing where it's being implied something else. If you tell me, if that Mizzle, that's just like if I tell you, you do all these things for me and I'll do this for you. What does that have to do with the rest of your time outside of the things that I asked you to do for me?
Yeah, but see,
the rest of that is yours, correct?
The statement, a lot of people make the statement, and they do apply that they don't want the woman to work and they just stay home.
Okay. So let me say this. My mom, I'm the baby of 10. My mom didn't work, and I'm the baby. She didn't work till I went to middle school. And it wasn't because she didn't. It's not because she had to. She wanted to work. Because at that point, we were all older. we were all older, so she didn't have as much housework to do. When you have children that are in school all day, you don't have as much housework to do. So it is a very different context when your kids are minors, like when they're small, like 1, 2, 3 before they're school aged. And that job of a housewife is very different than my kids are in school 6 to 8 hours a day, and then I have nothing else to do with my time. Those are two very different households that you take care of. So again, because he did not say, if he specifically said, I'll do all these things if you do this, he didn't say, oh, don't work. Because had he said, don't work, I would have felt differently about this situation. But he never said, don't work. He said, do these things. I'll tell you right now, I was married for 6 years. My husband never washed a dish. He never cooked a meal. Most because, but again, it was something that. But I also never paid a bill. Well, no, I did. I paid my cell phone bill, but it was my cell phone, and it wasn't even like a. But there was no like household bill that I paid. So again, I don't see this statement as being wrong or bad, and I
Yeah,
think
I'm not
a lot
necessarily
of
saying
times
that what
we
he
get
said was
that
wrong.
whole like
I think
I'm a strong like I'm a strong black woman and I don't need a man. And this, like, I also think that is just as bad as the whole you need a man to do all these things for you. But the two of those together are both polar opposites, and they aren't the best way to be either one. It needs to be something closer to the middle. So the millennial woman to me is a bit of a problem. The the 40s, 50 housewife is also a bit of a problem. It they're two polar opposites of the same thing, and normally polar opposites are a problem. You normally want to be closer to the middle, where if you're it's different if you're a single parent household. I'm a single parent now for years. I pay all my own bills. I do all my own things. It's very different than when you're married and you have a partner who takes some of the things and stresses off of you. Two very different contexts of the same kind of life. So, do I see a problem in what he said? No, no problem at all. Not one single problem. Had he said don't work, then I would have seen a problem in that statement. So, there's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, it's not wrong what he said. It's a point to say. It's just a perception of how it came across. To me, it's like that because when people make that statement, they usually don't clarify if you don't work or not. They make that statement in the explanation, just like on Takola said. The guy in Yada Fix My Life, his wife was working, but he put the viral video saying that, oh, as long as I'm here and I'm doing all this like that, my woman don't have to worry about no bill because I'm taking care of this, and that. But then he realized he was doing all that from neglecting his wife's feelings, verbal abusive, emotional abuses towards her. All his daughters were sexual abuse under his nose. He did have a good relationship with his son and fighting his son and everything. So it's good when you say that statement in the aspect of, oh yes, I take care of everything. My wife had to worry about doing this. Don't have to worry about doing that. If he does this, I take care of that. But is it what I say about the statement? Is it automatically good with saying that statement and not caring what the woman feels or not, or is bad?
I
You
think I
accept it?
don't. I think I don't get how that statement equates to. I don't care how the woman feels. I think
No, I'm not saying that this statement is. I say when people make this kind of statement, just like this at any statement, they say the same exact thing what game makes are saying. But then we realize that aspect is also not conducive to the happy household, and always most of the time, not all the time. Just that example I just gave you with the Yana Fix My Life. He said that same kind of statement. He didn't say specifically he don't want his wife to work or not, but he said that same kind of statement, and all this happened.
okay.
So I'm saying that can this statement could be troublesome to people reading this.
I think it can be troublesome to anybody who doesn't have a good bearings within themselves. Again,
Okay.
I grew up with my mom was a stay-at-home wife the majority of her life. Like it's just that's just is what it is. my dad ran his own company and took care of all of us
Mm-hmm.
by himself. So my mom didn't work. So when I see something like this, I know it's possible. I know it works, but the people can't be toxic in it. You can't think that because I pay all the bills, then I can do whatever I want and treat you any
And
kind of
that's what most
way.
people have their statements.
So
Is that? Yeah.
that is that. But like for my parents, my dad worked, but when he got off work, he just gave all the money and stuff to my mom and told her to figure it all out. And because he wasn't that great at balancing the books, he was great at his job, what he did. But my mom was just better at handling money. So it was again a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's not the statement that is the bad, the triggering piece. It is the person's perception behind it. Because if my ex-husband's best friend, he was a misogynistic jerk, and he
Mm-hmm.
felt as though because he paid all the bills and he took care of the house, he didn't have to answer to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't say nothing to him. You did what he said when he said it because it was his money and he took care of it. I was like, oh, I was like, she is a better woman than I could ever be. Because I can tell you right now, what wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work for
Mm-hmm.
me. But it worked for her. So I don't knock her for it because apparently that type of dominant, submissive relationship works for her. More power to her. I couldn't do it because my husband knew very well. Let me tell you, who you talking to? I got a daddy. I ain't got daddy issues. You ain't gonna talk to me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's more the person who's saying these
The
things,
statement. Yes.
the treatment that they come behind this. Because
Yeah.
does this mean I pay all the bills so I could treat you any way I want to? Because
Mm-hmm.
technically I'm taking care of you, then I would feel very differently. Now, if the person is coming from and say, I want you to be able to pursue your dreams, raise our children, and do whatever you want, just make sure you're taking care of these things, are a very different statement. Like me and my ex-husband, we didn't get divorced because he cheated or something bad happened. I didn't want more kids. And that, to me, that is not fair to stop that because I don't want more kids. To me, that's like a deal breaker. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to do it. So go flourish and be great. So I look at this statement and I say, this was my life for like 6 years. Like, well, for like 4.5, because for 4.5, I didn't work at all. And then for like the last year and a half, I worked. So it wasn't the thing. And I didn't come from like a family of privilege and money where I just stood at home. Like, no, I lived a normal middle class lifestyle. It wasn't super great. It wasn't super terrible. It was just, an average, what people would think of as an average family living. Okay, cool. So, but I've seen this and it works. So I don't see it as being a bad thing. But I also think because I've seen it work, I don't see it as a bad thing. But if you've never seen it work and you're getting it from a person who's toxic, then it will be a very different type of feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. So it goes down when you say the perception of the person behind it, because it could be it could be a good thing that he said that and then the relationship works well and everything, and it could be a toxic person who said that and it means a different thing. So now that I'm thinking about it, I'm giving the game the side eye. He doesn't have anybody to do anything. He is in disguise. He's on the one game on somebody. I don't know. See, I don't know
Who?
my game. Oh, that's what I say.
Ooh. Like, ooh,
There
well,
you
well,
go.
look, now
Well,
that you say,
see, I don't know about his life that much to see if he was a toxic man or something like that. I mean, I haven't heard anything that bad about the game that much. Um,
you know what? I also think that when it comes to the game,
look
I
good when I talk.
don't know. I don't know that much about him to say like, oh, but once I'm starting to see these comments, I'm like, maybe he is just a toxic, misogynistic, not so great jerk who is saying this but treats the woman very poorly. So maybe this statement coming from, maybe the problem is the statement is
It's gonna
coming
say
from
from
him.
him. Yes.
Maybe the problem is him. Because I'm like, no, I don't see why. Because you just literally said, like, if I could have been a trust fund man, I would have did it. I would love to have had someone just take care of me. Like, there's nothing about it that sounds terrible. But now that you say that, I'm like, maybe the game is just a trash person, and I'm missing something, which is why it would be bad coming
Until
from
Mama say he is
him.
trashy. That's what she said. Until Mama say
Oh,
he being sued. Until Mama say he is. You just
oh,
get
so
to look
yeah,
at it. That's about it.
so yeah. Then that's yeah,
Yeah.
no. Then sir, can you please
Yeah.
recant that statement?
Yeah.
Cause
So Tracy, no, you're not wrong what you said. That statement itself is not really a bad thing compared to a person who's looking at it and perceiving that. So it could go either way. But I guess because when Game said it, people was like,
oh
"Excuse me, sir." Like,
oh, see, I don't know that much about the game. Oh,
yeah.
okay. So basically, I need to
But
come back
everything you
and
said
listen.
was true. I agree with you. I wasn't
Ah,
disagreeing. So.
so he trash. Hmm.
But then again, people who might, I know from experience, most people who said this kind of statements are mostly toxic people. So it's like, but I do know that people get in this kind of situation, it could work if that's what both parties
Mhm.
agree to. So, so that's what part of one of the social topics we're gonna talk about: traditional and modern women and men. So we're gonna talk about that. All right.
Now I want to go look the game up. Now I'm like, what the heck he been doing? Cause oh yeah, like, he
You look at
trash.
the
He
comment. I
trash.
might have to send this to you. Look at the comments. People talk about it. So.
Yeah, like, oh,
Mhm.
huh. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit.
Yeah.
Ooh, he
All
should be
right.
big trash. Ooh.
All right. So let's talk about the Usher Bucks, y'all. I know Tracy up to the moment now was on Instagram Live. We were discussing the Kiki on there. We having a good time. Usher
Uh-huh.
Bucks. Y'all know sometimes I be a fool sometimes on Instagram. I might want to do more of that. But I was cracking up. Let me see.
Yeah. I was on. I can't remember whose thing I was watching, but she was talking. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna use Usher Bucks. And pay Dr. Miami to get my tummy tuck. I'm gonna get my mommy makeover that Hazel Easton I got from Dr. Miami with my Usher Bucks, baby. Give me them
For
Usher
real.
Bucks.
So let me show you the post that I saw that has started this thing, right? Maybe it was something else, but this is what I first saw about the Usher Bucks. I said, "What? He really did that?" All right, so he's super trash, slightly less than Martell. Oh shit!
Ooh,
Oh, all right. Probably
ooh,
less than Martell, but he's super trash. Oh, I can't see him.
oh,
T. All
okay.
right, the Usher Bucks. All right, so this is what I saw, right? On Twitter. So, I'm on my Twitter and stuff like that. And I seen this level of effery. Exactly, I'm going to say fuckery. All right. Exactly why we stay away from celebrities. Most of the time, they just suck. Cheap ass fuck. So disrespectful. This is foul. Working so hard to get nothing in return. This is a joke. Their job is to entertain. Take your cheap and then I saw the dollars. I said Usher faces on it. I said, what? I know he did not pay them with the Usher Bucks. I said he had his
Yeah.
own money. I was like, oh snap.
You
And
know
people
what?
ribbing and raving on it. I
You know
said,
what? I seen because he did a photo shoot for some magazine, and
yes.
he had a whole suitcase full of these little things, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cute for the photo shoot, but I didn't know he was gonna go to the strip club and throw them.
Yes. And it was, yes, I agree. So it was a photo shoot and they had a suitcase with money on it. So I said, okay. And when this story broke up, I said, I know Usher ain't going to no strip clubs and giving those Usher dollars. But I said, how would be shaking my behind and doing all that for a celebrity? And he going to pay me fake money like that? And then how the hell he got away with that and get out of the club? Don't you pick up the money when they throwing tips at the people? If people supposed to pick up your money and collect your money and count it, I said, how the hell he could get out of the club? And I said, ain't no way he would have did that. Maybe he did pay and use. I was like, come on. And then I go share the post. Yeah, go ahead, Tracy.
So I wonder, okay, because I haven't been to the strip club in some years.
Yeah.
COVID decided to just mess my life up. But they used to have where it was like fake money, but it was redeemable for real So
Oh,
you
okay.
could have like token money, or just like at the casino where they would drop fake money and you would turn it in for real money.
Hmm.
So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, is it like redeem? So is the money actually redeemable? Like he gave the money to like the club owner and was like, here's the cash, but I'm gonna throw these Usher bucks. So when the dancer comes, have them swap the money over for the real cash. I was like, oh, is that what he doing? I was like, or did he just go there and was like, I'm about to throw thousands of Usher bucks and make it rain with Monopoly money, like, and not pay the women at all, because that
No.
right there is some old.
That's I'll say. I was like, I know he did not do that. So the stripper who made the statement said, I never said he didn't pay us. I said, girl, you did not state it that he did pay y'all real money either. So you misled all of us thinking that he did pay you fake money. So it was like, okay. So she said a rep for Las Vegas strip club said Usher actually spent $1,000 on dancers and bottle service. The fake Usher Bucks was left to promote his upcoming Vegas residency. I said, okay, that makes sense, but why y'all let it to believe that he was paying y'all fake money? So if you've been on social media today, then you have likely seen R&B superstar Usher trending for allegedly making it rain with fake stacks of cash. But according to new details, that's not what happened. Representative for Sapphire Strip Club in
Mm.
Las Vegas just cleared up the entire situation and confirmed that the rumors that Usher was being cheap with his tipping practices was entirely untrue. TMZ TV reports an official rep for Sapphire Strip Club in Las Vegas has stepped up to address the drama surrounding Usher allegedly tipping the dancers at the club with fake money. The rep confirmed that in no way did Usher tip the dancers with fake money. And in fact, he actually spent thousands while he was there on the dancers, wait staff, and bottle service. The rep continued, also adding that Usher left behind a very generous, very well tip during his time there. As for where the fake Usher bucks came from, sources close to Usher said that someone in his entourage left the fake money behind as promotion for his upcoming Las Vegas residency, which is set to officially begin later this year. I was like, okay. I said, now that makes sense. Because I said, I couldn't wait that he would go and I'm busting it down wide open and all stuff. And then he up here thinking,
Like I
I
got my Meg the Stallion knees
got
working.
my like leg layers doing all that. And you go freaking give me some fake money. I got, what the hell is that? Sure. So it makes sense. But the stripper who put it out there, it clarified that he gave real money and it was only a promotion for his residency. And now she said, well, I never said that. Y'all weird with it. I was asking a question. I said, that didn't mean anything, bitch. You said that he gave you fake money. So,
Okay, so
uh, I'm going to
despite
say,
what you know,
listen,
what
I can say.
um,
Good night, Sequoia. Uh-huh.
I will say this: it got his name trending.
Yeah.
I mean, he got him out there. I mean, this has
So,
probably been the most press that Usher done had in a little minute. Like, because the internet was sure. Because I definitely was on somebody else line telling, oh, I'm going to pay for Dr. Miami with my Usher bucks, baby. Yes. Get it. With my Usher bucks. So
well,
I will definitely say that although this may not be what he wanted to or what he thought he was gonna get, I think this is probably better promotion than or more promotion than he would have got doing it the other way, because this just kind of blew up out of proportion
for real.
quickly too. Quickly.
For real. It did. And I said, whoever this Vegas residency that he gonna have, I guess people gonna be looking for it when they go down there. So I guess it's good promotion for himself.
Mm,
It's good free promotion too.
heck yeah. Like
Uh,
now I'm like, shoot, like I used to love some Usher songs. Do I want to go see Usher? Like, is he gonna be throwing Usher bucks at the show? Is that like what you gonna leave with? Like he's gonna spray the room with some Usher bucks,
I should
and
buck
you
for
can take
real.
you get to take them home with you as
I
a
said, I gotta be
souvenir. Hey, like is that what's gonna happen? Like now I want to know. Like they need to make the Usher bucks rain,
for
okay?
real.
Instead
Sure.
of confetti, just make it rain little Usher bucks, as your souvenir to the show. Cause I mean, it's a great idea. You know how they say women used to throw panties? You just go up there and spray him with Usher Bucks.
Usher
Like,
Bucks. So,
I
yeah.
mean, I feel like it's genius. I feel like it's a great idea. Like, I feel like this is probably some of like this is promotion that you couldn't even pay for because this was
Well,
like a quick blow up. Like,
well, that was something.
huh, some Usher Bucks.
That's what I said. I was like, really? All right. So the last thing we're gonna talk about before we end it and get ready for the panel tonight, because it's like that, is this guy. Now, Colton Underwood. I know a lot of people watch The Bachelor. I don't watch that show. And it's not because The Bachelor itself is corny. I just don't really watch a lot of dating relationship shows that much because sometimes the people you watch go through the whole season and then the people end up being together. So it's like, it's always for drama and factor and all that stuff like that. But my thing is this, how he came about doing this. And I did an Instagram post that some of y'all liked already about my opinions about somebody getting on the show, knowing who he is, misleading millions of people and the ladies, wasting all their time because maybe he was a good-looking guy, he used to play football, whatever, and they didn't vet that he actually is this. It's like that. I know some people can hide their sexuality really well, but I don't know that sometimes stuff creeps out that you don't expect it, that could say, okay, he's been gay. He's gay. And I think people probably clocked it by watching him on television. I don't know if y'all did, but I just ain't like that at all. So Colton Underwood is ready to live his truth. The former Bachelor star came out as gay as an exclusive interview with Robin Roberts on Good Morning America on Wednesday. I ran from myself for a long time. I halted myself for a long time. Underwood told Roberts in a pre-tape chat, and I'm gay. And I came to terms with that earlier this year and have been processing it. And the next step in all of this was to let everybody else know about it. I'm still nervous, but yeah, it's been a journey for sure. Underwood said he finally got to the place where he could be honest with himself after 2020, the year that turned everyone's lives upside down and made people look at themselves in the mirror and figure out who they are and what they have been running from or what they have putting off in their lives. With Robin, who was also openly gay, said she could see the joy and see the relief in Underwood. He said he was emotionally in like such a happy, positive way and is the happiest and healthiest he has ever been. Underwood said he went through a dark and bad time before he feeling like he could reveal this about himself, and his wake up call was feeling like he would have rather died than say he's gay. Okay. There was a moment in LA that I woke up and I didn't think I was going to wake up. I didn't have the intentions of waking up, and I did. He recalled noted this moment and other suicidal thoughts led him to take back control of his life. When Robin asked about the woman from his Bachelor season and how they, among others, feel mislead, Underwood said he will understand what they think that way. I thought a lot about this too. Do I regret being a Bachelor and do I regret handling it the way that I did? I did. He said, I do think I could have handled it better. I said that. Underwood said he genuinely wishes he had to drag people into my own mess of figuring out who I was, in addition to saying sorry to those women. He was say thank you because ultimately they and the franchise helped him get to this place. Let me see. When he named the Bachelor, Underwood said he remembered praying to God the morning he found out and thanking him for making me straight. Thinking this will lay him to him finally getting a wife and them having kids. Okay, he would try to play it off. Okay. But Underwood said he had known this truth of his sexuality since a young age, knowing he had just felt different from the age of 6. You knew for you, 6 years old, but you get on his surface like that. All right. When he couldn't process that, he knew he was more emotional than the other boys in his class. It took her to high school to him to realize he was more attracted to boys than to the men, and he was opposite of sex. And he's talk about going around his church and everything. And we're gonna talk about the restraining order that the lady got on him, and that she was lifted up, but that led to his journey in finding himself. So Tracy, your thoughts about him?
I call BS.
Yes.
I am mad for those women. I'm
Uh-huh.
mad for Cassie that needed to get the restraining order against him. If you've
Mhm.
known that you were different since you were 6, and then by the time you were in high school, you realized that you like boys more than you like girls, you went on The Bachelor to do what to them women? To
Yeah.
traumatize them? Let me make sure I get this right, because I think people tend to misunderstand this. Women are not therapists. All women are not therapists. For some reason, men seem to think that women are your therapists and you could come to us, use us, do whatever you need with us to figure out what you got going. Go to therapy. Go to therapy. Now you got this woman looking crazy cross and dumbfounded because y'all done been together. She was talking about how y'all was gonna do this, do that, and now she looking crazy cross and dumbfounded because she already had to get a restraining order against you. Can we talk about why you nutted up to the point that she needed to put a restraining order out against you? If there's something going on with you that deep, I don't want you to have a boyfriend or a husband. I don't want you to be with nobody till you get some therapy because
Yeah.
something is not right.
For
Something is
real.
not right. Like,
Not at all. It's not. Scholar said he paid the club. Yeah, you get that. Scholar, like Tracy said, he probably played the club and he mixed the real money with fake money. Or whatever they do this, but Trippers couldn't get the real money until afterwards. So that probably didn't make sense. That probably makes sense. I was like, they just made it mislead us, make us think that he just paid all the fake money. The whole story is a key. Yes, Sam, it is. Yes, definitely is. You could take Usher Bucks and go to the club with him. With the take the Usher Bucks, yes. And you pay if I go somewhere and I get a lot of Usher Bucks, I better get it for free. Give it the Usher Bucks. He knew before the season. He was before the show. He was yes. That's the point I had. Just like me and Tracy had. It's like you knew all this time since he was 6 years old. Yes, he was battling your sexuality or something like that, but you knew. But you got in this network, and then I said, who in this network didn't vet this guy long enough to know that he was living under a lie to get on that television, or because maybe he was looking good and he's a good look on the television, so people say, "Oh my gosh, he's a good looking standing guy," all that stuff like that. Why you didn't vet him to know that he was gay, and then he
well,
personally he didn't. Oh yes,
he was on The Bachelorette before he became The
oh yes,
Bachelor.
don't mention that.
So he
Yes, he
was
did
on The
mention.
Bachelorette. So
Mm-hmm.
you went on national TV looking to try and pursue this woman. That didn't work out for you. And they liked you so much because he was very sensitive. He was very in touch with his emotions and all of that. So they loved him. They was like, oh my gosh, he's such a sensitive, sweet man. Yes, we're going to make him the Bachelor. Made him the Bachelor. And then this your girl had the audacity, the unmitigated gall when you knew this about yourself to do this to a whole group of women because
Yes.
what? Like, what did they deserve that? Like, did the Cassie chick deserve that? I mean, not to
Mm-hmm.
be funny, but I don't. Again, gay, straight, lesbian, bi, whatever you want to be, live your best life. That's great. But did you get some therapy? Because if you was stalking her and doing things with her, why wouldn't you do something like that with your boyfriend or potential husband?
Mm-hmm.
And not to be funny, for some reason they feel as though men don't need restraining orders against crazy men. I mean, we just talked about earlier on this live Michael and the way he was assaulting other men, and they just felt it was fine because it wasn't a woman. So if he nuts up on his potential boyfriend or potential husband, are they going to see it as a problem and protect that man? He has a history of issues. I mean, did the man get some therapy? Did he get some help? Because clearly there's something going on.
Yes, it is. Dakota said, "Did some black guy do the black guy do that also on the dating show? He was dating women and he got dragged for it."
Oh yes, that was on what is it? It's God, come on, the one where they didn't get to see each other. They was living in those little
Love is
pods on
blind.
Netflix. Yes,
Love is
Love is
blind.
Blind. Yeah, but he
Oh,
was bi. Which
oh,
again, if Colton would have came out as bi, I think we also would have been a little more understanding. But you came out as gay.
yeah.
So that means you wasn't interested in women at all.
Yes, that's true. And then played the whole season, and they engaged with a chick. Can they sue? I think they have a case. Where's Judge Judy? I don't want.
I'm with it.
Oh,
I completely agree because I was like something about this just don't
so yeah.
seem.
And let's continue. All right. So the Bachelor Nation was first introduced, like Tracy said, to Underwood when he was in the Bachelorette season 14, and he made it to Curfriend Final Four. The former football star followed this up with a brief stint on season 4 of A Bachelor in Paradise, of which he had flamed with Tia Booth. Underwood was then the lead of season 23 of Bachelor in 2019, with his virginity being a frequent topic of conversation, and his famous fence jumping moment being one of the franchise's most dramatic moments. He gave his final rose to contestant Cassie Randolph, but ultimately chose not to propose to her, though they later told GMA they had discussed an engagement. You know what he's there. He know he was not going to marry her anyway in the long run because he was gay. Um, the two dated after the show wrapped up, announcing their breakup in early 2020. They later made headlines when their Randolph was granted a restraining order against Underwood, accusing him of stalking and harassing her. In a police report, she accused him of putting a tracking device on her car. Underwood later released a statement explaining that he and Randolph had resolved the issues in private. She later dismissed the restraining order and requested the police investigation be dropped. Um, what else? And then I saw that he's having a Netflix special coming out about my life as a gay man. I said, well, you better stop lying.
Oh yes, he is.
You better stop. And then I was like, oh no. What was the point of you coming out now and then you gonna have a Netflix special? No, that's not cute.
That's
That's
called
not cute.
promotion. That is
Yeah.
that is promotion.
Yes. And then you gonna say life as a gay man. You just said in an article you battled in your life all this time. And now you got an Bachelor, and then you gonna try the Netflix special that you so proud of being a gay man. Oh please, get out of here.
Look, I again feel like did this man get any sort of therapy, any sort of counseling? Because not to be funny though, but the women got the restraining order. I I feel like they don't take same sex relationship issues as seriously as they should. So if he nuts up on his next partner, will that partner be able to get a restraining order? Or will they feel like, oh, you're a guy, so you'll be all right. Just
Yeah.
fight him off. Like what is he has a history of problems. Like did the man get therapy? Like did he get some sort of help? Not to be funny, but 2020 was a very traumatic year for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the midst of that trauma, you've decided that I'm going to come out as gay. Great. Good for you. But did you get some therapy? Because clearly you have a lot of deep issues. You have anger issues, emotion. You put a tracking device on this girl's car to stalk where she was going. Like,
Uh-huh.
I just don't feel like the court takes same-sex relationships as seriously as they should. So,
Uh,
I'm afraid for his next partner.
yes. Yes. This guy. So I just feel like it was misleading that he was getting the show like that, knowing that he was battling this all the stuff, because he wanted to chase that away and get the straight lifestyle that he wanted, because he think gay was saying it was not good for him, because he did say he grew up religious and Catholic all that stuff. But I was like, that's kind of misleading to me, and I ain't like that at all. And I said, I know the women who on that show could realize, even though someone could be supportive, it was like, dang, I wasted my time in this whole season and he never had a chance at all. I was like, wow.
But that's the thing. And then he said, oh, I'm not, because the whole thing was he was a virgin, which probably should have been the first indicator that he was 23 and a virgin. But okay, fine, whatever. But then he said, like, oh, I'm no longer a virgin anymore. So that means you slept with this woman knowing that you was gay? Or did you sleep with a guy so now you're no longer a virgin? He never clarified that piece for me either. So I was like, did you use this woman to truly figure out you? Like, how did that work? I don't understand. But what I do understand is you were trash. I'm happy that you are living your best life and you are happy now. And that's great. But the way you went about it was utter trash. Like, you dragged all these women down this rabbit hole with you that had nothing to do with it. You dragged them all down with you because now they all gonna be known as the woman who was pining after a gay man that never really wanted them.
Yes.
That's now the optics.
That is the
That's
optics
now
here.
the optics. Like, oh, Not, oh my gosh, it was so wrong for him to do those women like that. No, the women are gonna carry the scarlet letter of being the stupid woman to pine behind a gay man. Like, sounds fucked up, but that's what it's gonna be. It's just
That's what it
terrible.
would be.
It's terrible.
And
But
then I had something else, but I didn't discuss that. Last
what?
Bass, it was no, it was about the same thing with that. Last Bass said it was there was a petition to cancel the Netflix special. That's what it was. I just talked about that, and then he
Oh,
the Netflix thing.
oh,
And
oh. Will they
Last Bass
cancel
said,
the Netflix special?
I don't know. I don't think they will. I don't know. It's just crazy how this came out, and then he gonna have a special saying that my life as a gay man. Come on.
Yeah, those optics don't look very,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. But that's what I say. I just like I just hopefully that this show The Bachelor could vet these people more. I mean, if you do have a bisexual person and everything, mix it up. I mean, I know probably the world might not want to like see a mixed dating competition show, but
Girl, what are you talking about? They had they had Are You the One, and it was open, gay, straight,
oh, it
bisexual, all of it. Yes, yes, they
was?
had Are You the One, and it was just fluid, and I was like, okay, this might be a little much because they were like crossing over partners and they was banging. It was,
That
it
was
was,
some
it was a lot. I was like, but it was good TV. But it, I was like, ooh, yeah, yeah. Don't let us all know that everybody just swapping around because that looked bad. That does make the group look bad. But could you just make it a little less provocative? But it was
yeah. This show is done after the season, probably. You talking about The Bachelor? It's done.
They ain't get rid of that doggone show. They had the first black bachelor and bachelorette, so now they're trying to be inclusive to people that look like this. They had them, and they seasons went bad too. So I think they're just gonna go back to people like this, and just I don't think that they're gonna get rid of it. I don't. They might need to, but they don't.
That show been done. Oh, Are You the One? That's finished?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
okay. I guess that's what we're talking about. Okay, yes. Yes, y'all. This was a good discussion today, y'all. It's too late. We don't want it. We don't want it. Let's see. Asher the Bachelorette this season, the racism, Colton, etc.
Listen, yeah. Look, the
I bet the
host.
Bachelor been done. Oh, okay.
Oh no, the back. That Chris Harrison and his racist comments, and then the girl who grew up in the sundown town dating the black guy. They ain't going nowhere. They is not. I will tell you right now, they will be back. Now, what I would say is I'm very interested to see Bachelor in Paradise. That I'm very interested to see because there's been a lot of chocolate folks, a lot of good looking chocolate people on the show. So I would like to see them more, mingling amongst themselves, trying to find love. Than I'm interested in seeing The Bachelor. But yeah, no, they already casted The Bachelorette. They have 2 Bachelorette seasons, and they're women, and it's going to be over the summer. So the women are already going in, and the men's going to be in the fall or spring of next year. So that show ain't going nowhere. Shoot, that's like they money maker. They pull numbers. They pull numbers.
Yeah, more power to it, y'all. And I can't watch that show. The way how this came out, and then that race, it was smart.
You're not gonna watch The Bachelorette with me. You're not gonna watch The Bachelor with me.
The Bachelorette, when is coming out?
This summer. It's coming out in July.
July. I give it a try. I'll see it. I give it a try.
You wouldn't even give anything a try.
I give it a try and look at it, see how it is, and if I don't like it, I would say, I can't do it.
Nah, just stick with Ready to Love. I'm gonna tell you right now, The Bachelorette is gonna be terrible. But just for a good laugh. Like, no, you know what? I want you to watch next season. I want you to watch Married at First Sight Australia.
Oh yeah, you keep telling me
Okay,
that.
so the one that's airing for Australia right now, like it's already on, it will air in the US next season because we are a season behind. So I watched the Australia version of it for this season. It is messy. It is couple swap. It is spouse swapping. But it's a bunch of couples, and then you get to leave after every week. Like every week, they'll do like a decision day, and you can choose to stay or go. But if one person chooses to stay, you both have to stay for another week. So you had people who were staying just to be with the other person that they really wanted to see. Like they kept making the other person stay even though they didn't want to. So it was a lot of no, you have to watch it. You have to watch.
And it's coming in when?
It'll be to us in like September or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, for the US version. But because we get the season after they finished it. So once they finish it, it's kind of like how the Jocelyn's Cabaret is doing on WeTV, where Zeus will have it and then they bring it over to WeTV. So they play it in Australia, then it sends it over to the US. But it's nice because once the couple say no, they swap them out and they just get a new couple. So it's not like 8 weeks of being stuck with people who don't like each other. Like they figure they don't like each other and they split up and they leave. Like you had one couple that didn't even make it 2 days. And they were like, nope, we done. And they left. Yep. And I like that. I like that. I like that they were like, nope, this ain't working. And they just left. So I do like that.
So CM said they the big birthdays on TV. The big birthdays. Oh. That nickname to somebody, yo.
Not the Big Berthas.
The Big Berthas, yes. Yes. I want to know if anybody gonna ever top Big Bertha. I mean, it's catfish. I want to know. Oh my gosh. But y'all, it was a great live. I appreciate Tracy again, always. What great commentary. Even though we might not agree with everything, but we still keep it cute.
You know what? I've been learning so much from you for doing these lives. I think I like aggravating you a little bit. It's fun. You know what the sad part is? I barely watch Real Housewives of anything. I don't really watch any of them. So I literally just watch just to aggravate people. So I'm sorry for trolling you. I apologize. It was fun.
It's good. Because that season was crazy. And I just hope that season 6 go back to the lighthearted shade and drama that we had before season 5. Because
Listen, I can't wait to see Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because I want to watch Jen get arrested on TV. Yes. I want to watch her get arrested on TV. Like I need to watch it so bad. They were like, I was like, yeah, I want to watch her get arrested. I want to see what she looked like being handcuffed. Like, was she keeping it cute or was she like crazy Jen going all off? I need to see what that looked like. Like, was her face pressed up against the back of the cop car? Like, please come help me. Yes. I need to see. I'm silly. Like, I just needed to see. Like,
I just see it too, yeah. Because I did fell off with the first season of Salt Lake City, but I will catch it this season if they is going catch a Jen Shaw storyline and Mary Cosby or all that stuff like that. I will catch it more like
that. They said they're gonna air the camera said that they was there for her arrest. They said that it was there when she left the courthouse. They said they captured it all. So I was like, I'm gonna watch her get arrested. The same way I'm watching Beverly Hills. I was like, I'm gonna watch Beverly Hills. And they was like, why? I was like, cuz I want to watch this white woman go down for stealing from goddamn babies. She stole from babies and old people. I want to watch her go down too. I want to watch all of them go down for millions. I was like, take them down. They take us down. I want to watch y'all go down.
CM, thank you. Yes, please like, subscribe, share this video, let people know about this, everything. Tomorrow, I'm sorry about last week. I had internet troubles because the outside my block, it was beyond my control. It was out since 1 o'clock this morning. It was in and out, in and out. I could expect you to get it together, y'all. I had my live, but it didn't get it together. So I had to cut my So this week, tomorrow, we'll talk about the celebrities and things because I had articles and I had a little audio clip that little Kim said, and we will discuss. So Tracy, join me at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Ultimo, if you can be around, can you please join? And Sonia will be there, and we're gonna discuss and all that stuff. And next week, Monday, it's gonna be an open topic. We're gonna talk about anything under the sun. If we wanted to talk about shows, movies, relationships, dating, we can talk about anything. So like that. Thank you, Auntie Momo. Thank you, CM. Thank you, Renee, Joyce, Sir Neil, Cola, who joined the chat, Alec, Tukoila. And next Sunday, we will talk about Marriage First Sight. I wish that show needed to be Decision Day. I need to go Decision Day because I'm getting annoyed with this couples. All the couples I'm annoyed with. So Marriage First Sight, Ready to Love, and everything. I will do Iyanla Fix My Life, but it will be the premiere tomorrow on Monday. So I got to watch it tonight and everything. And that's it. If you have any suggestions of topics and discussions and anything. Oh, yeah, Tracy had her game night Thursday, and I was on my work, and I was typing and sent her little questions. It was nice. And I hope she do more because it was good good topics that she had. And I hope maybe we could do that one time in our Mrs. Social Corner.
Yeah.
And just different, do that one week, on a Monday night, and we could talk about it. So I would love it. Appreciate everyone who joined. I know we gotta get some of the restaurations because a lot of us go on our panel tonight. It's gonna be a heavy panel tonight, y'all. So get prepared.
What's on the panel tonight?
We're gonna talk about Dante Wright. We're gonna talk about what's his name? Adam Toledo. We're gonna talk about the teen who was harassed by the sergeant on the street. We're gonna talk about a land that was taken away from a black family, and they're trying to probably give it back to them after 100 years. And something else. And we're gonna talk about some topics. So it's gonna be heavy tonight.
Y'all should
Y'all
just name this Defund the Police. Okay, y'all just gonna name the episode Defund the Police.
Defund the Police.
Defund the Police. Oh, okay, got it.
Last Monday it was crazy because it didn't go up. So the video's not up. So you will catch me tomorrow. We will really
actually sprained your ankle rollers.
Yeah, she said she was rollerblading, y'all. She was taking the younger days.
Wait. Was you like going backwards to do what was you doing, girl? What you tearing it up? You was tearing it up. You was like
And, Tracy Atumova said you could be a panel tonight if you want to talk about it because we love your insights. So if you want to join our panel tonight, it's like that. Because my babysitter's not gonna be there, Colton's not gonna be around, so we need an extra person. But it's we'll be talking about heaviness because the videos I've seen, especially the Adam Toledo, I'm mixed with that, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
Mixed.
No, I'm not mixed. I'm not mixed because I don't like. I'll give a little snippet. I didn't like that the police officer strike so fast of killing that boy and everything. But when people saying that it happened so quickly, he thought he had his hands up. That's why I said, can you just wait? Why shoot the boy? But we saw him. It's like I guess they say the cops was going. He saw him throw the gun and head up. It was happened so quickly. He shot.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
They did say it's like within the same second.
Yes.
He tossed the gun and put his hands up within the same second.
Yes. So it's a lot. So I understand what happened, but I just wish that the cop just hold off and killing the boy and he could still be alive. But we'll talk about that. So tonight, see y'all there. I love every one of y'all. Appreciate it. I love the discussion and all that stuff. So next week we'll talk about Ready to Love, Married at First Sight.
Oh, we're going to combine both of the episodes together for Ready to Love?
Oh, I did talk about last week. You wasn't here last week. I did talk about that. So we will talk about this recent episode.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. This recent episode and the next one. Yeah, so it will be two of them together.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so we will talk about both of them. And that's it. So see y'all later, y'all. Love y'all. Enjoy yourself. Get ready. Get your drinks. Eat. Because I'm about to eat something before we join the panel tonight because I get myself ready. All right? Love y'all. Bye. Hear the outro. Wait up. And yes, see y'all tomorrow at 8 o'clock, y'all. Takola. Every time there's a subject, I want to chime in, but I can't. Make all kind of mistake. No, Takola, we love your commentary too in the chat. Don't worry about it. We all good here. We love it. I love when you make your discussions because you give us insights that make us think. I love it, Takola. So don't worry about it, all right? And if you want to join my panel, let me know. All right? So I see y'all later because I know we gotta get ready for the next panel. All right, later.